fight. We don't have to kill. Everybody in the whole wide world really just needs to chill. No, we don't have to fuss, no. We don't.
Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Just Chill with Oliver George. This is episode number 57, and I am very excited to have 2/4 of Big Trick Energy sitting across from me.
The better half.
Cast of season 2, right?
Before I get into it with these guys, because we got so much to talk about, I want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube and you would prefer audio only, you can get that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many other places like that. If you are listening to me on one of those and you didn't know there was a visual side to the show, please come check it out on YouTube. Please subscribe while you're there. And if you already have, thank you so much. If you want to reach out to the show, maybe you got a cool guest idea or some general feedback, you can hit me up at justchillpodcasting@gmail.com.
Nice.
Amazing.
I got to do it every time.
Housekeeping out of the way.
Yeah, I don't have sponsors yet, so that'll be a whole other tier.
Do you have a name for your fans? I
was gonna go with my children because it's just chill, but it sounds culty. I don't
What's
know.
up, children? Yeah. Even if you go,
It sounds condescending a bit, you know.
What's up, children? Yeah. I see.
I mean, the chill part is good, but yeah. I do want to say, for people who might not have seen you guys or maybe not seen previous episodes of my show, you guys have been on before. Eric is now actually the record holder. This would be his third appearance on my show.
That
He
means
pushed out Kyle Brownrigg.
Nothing,
Kyle.
nothing on my calendar.
Yeah, it has nothing to do.
That means nothing.
But as
Thanks
we were
for having
talking,
me back.
Oh, of course, yes. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming. And I want to say though, as we were talking about before we started here today, I think it's really, really cool that I had the opportunity to speak with Eric before Big Trick Energy was even filming.
Right.
And then I got all of you guys during the press conference, right in the middle of it, a week before you were on Ellen. And now I get to talk to you guys once everyone's seen the episodes now, or all the cool people have seen.
Yeah. By the way, on that advertising day, what do we call them?
I don't know.
We did like 20 interviews. You were the best interviewer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeez,
Best questions.
By far,
Wow,
you had the best
thank you so much.
questions.
I feel like you're blowing smoke up my ass.
No,
maybe.
I'm serious.
No.
I'm not serious. I'm not kidding. It's 100%. No, it's true though.
No, I know.
I would have been happy just to be like a solid interview. You know what I mean?
No, it was great.
Press junket.
Press
junkets.
Well,
There
they
you
always
go.
say if they're willing to come back, that means something. So
There we go. That's why we're here, man.
Well, and it's also an interesting dynamic too, because the first time around I had a one-on-one. The second time around it was the whole gang, and now we've got two. So I love the breakdown here.
We just got to get Chris in here solo.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Where does he
sick
live?
setup, dude.
Close to Montreal.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is a sick setup.
Sick
you.
setup.
If you guys are listening on
Spotify, all that shit. Yeah.
you got to come see it on YouTube, and just the
drop a
setup
like.
is worth it.
Well, especially if you guys end up doing any little tricks here, which obviously I would appreciate. It would be amazing.
I thought of that.
Yeah, the audio listeners, I might have to edit that part out, but yeah, no, the rooms kind of come along every time people come. They leave little things, and the collage has been growing.
And you have a deck of cards of Big Trick Energy as well.
So you guys can
This is
show that.
This
to
is the
camera.
first time we see our own deck of cards.
Yeah,
Like-
this is crazy. It's a promotional item. As magicians, we love playing cards, but this is the first time we actually
First
see
time, yep.
the Big Trick Energy playing cards that you can't buy. So
And you guys were kind of rating,
as magicians, there's
Yeah.
definitely different.
Absolutely. Different stock.
Where does this rank like on a scale of 1 to 10 for cards?
I'd say like
Okay, I have a number. Do you have a number? We're gonna count to 3 and we say
Okay.
on to like the best deck of cards in the world.
Okay,
is a 10.
yeah, I have one, yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 7.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can spread them, and they look pretty good.
that was so cute.
That was.
God.
It was adorable.
All right.
Oh my god.
So are there have you ever had complete shit decks that are just like not even usable?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, like every deck of cards basically are like not really good for us. Like as a performer, you carry around your deck of cards like everywhere you go. You carry around in your pocket. They get wet also, and sometimes like dollar store cards, they're like made of plastic. So
Or made of cardboard.
They start
Cardboard.
warping and
But-
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly at parties, when somebody says do a trick and we don't have a deck of cards, and somebody hands you a deck of cards, they're absolute shit.
Yeah.
No matter, even if they're like
99% of the
bicycle,
time. Yeah,
because they're
you're
like played with family.
Yeah.
You know, they don't they put them on the table. The cards get wet.
Yeah.
Like it's like
All the edges are,
Magicians
like-
are very anal about their cards.
Brand
It's
new
our
is the way to
tools,
go.
you know.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you
not
gotta break
brand
it
new.
in a bit.
Break them in a little
Okay.
bit. Get the oils of your hand on there.
Yeah, you
but like
have
if like a layman handles them and starts mixing them up, not even aggressively, just normally, they'll probably put it on the ground and like on the table, not wash the water spots. It's horrible.
Damn.
We sound
Stuff
so
I've never
nerdy.
even thought about. Yeah.
So nerdy.
Well, I mean,
Well, yeah, you're in the den of geekery here. Yeah, don't worry about
I'm okay
that.
with that. I'm okay with that. Right?
So my first actual question for you guys, though, is how does it feel now that the show is available for all to see after all that hard work? You must be kind of on cloud nine.
On Netflix,
Or wherever, yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest news we had is that we're on Netflix right now. Canada.
Canadians,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
And we had like hundreds and hundreds of messages of people like, where can we see your show? Where can we watch it?
I was one of them, I'm sure. Yeah.
Exactly, you know, and we're like kind of bummed about that a little bit. But now we're on Netflix, and lots of our friends and family are just super excited. Like,
Yeah,
we
you
are.
mean like our Canadian friends were asking where can we see
Yeah,
it? Yeah, when the
exactly,
show's
yeah.
airing. They were, all of our social media is like, watch this on truTV and here. And they're like, how do we see it in Canada? And we had nothing to write.
Yeah.
Like we had to like, oh, it's not available right now. And like, you know, like
And for a show that features like four
Canadian
Canadian
magicians.
magicians
Yeah.
set
We
in
know.
Canada.
Yeah, we're like,
Although
okay.
you guys always use US cash, I noticed, for the True TV audiences, I'm
yeah,
guessing.
because
right.
there's no reason, you know, as proud as you are, there's no reason the director, the showrunner would take a risk of doing a trick with Canadian money and then the network says something. It just takes one person, which is probably the moral of what we learned
You're
doing
right.
this.
You're
It
so
takes
right.
one person to say something in the TV world, which gets everybody it changes everything for everybody. One person could be like, I think they should be dressed differently in every modular
even with the
segment.
Board
Chris's
meeting.
logo, you know, like the shirt.
Yeah, but that's typical. You can't have logos, but like it's
Yeah,
not,
but
it wasn't a
so
last second
strict, like-
decision.
like
yeah,
that-
it was strict.
like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was-
but that's
yeah.
I can testify that that's normal. But like the anything and nothing to, you know, at one point Wes, and I think it was one of the last episodes, he gets blown up in a crate.
Okay, yeah.
And we had one shot because it's special effects, and like crate was expensive in front of his family too. So he gets blown out. The crate gets blown up around him, and then there's like fire extinguishers, and out of the mist of fire extinguishers come out Wes dressed in an angel now,
yes.
and he's just hanging there like an idiot. And he says, "Someone throw me a beer." So on set that day, I had duct tape beers.
Weird.
So we drank a lot on set. We had duct tape beers just in case a beer was in the shot, like, right? So I throw one at him, and one of the producers freaks out. He's like, "No, we can't!" Like, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like,
can't
"What
see
if
it,
the
yeah.
network doesn't
Yeah.
like it? It's only we only have one shot. What if they don't like it?" I'm like, "This is us, man. Take a risk, you know."
Well, the money
that-
thing seemed weird too, because it almost seemed like strange that you have the Canadian dodgeball team and then US money.
Right.
It was like almost like clashing in that point.
Yeah, that's out of our country.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's,
but it's
but
not
we agree.
really out of our control. You know, it was every last little second
Yeah,
decision was just like not to offend the corporate people. You know,
It was weird
For a
because
show
at
called
first,
Big Trick Energy.
exactly, and for us it's crazy because at first this is not the initial idea. You know, like the first idea we had was Jackass mixed with magic.
Yeah.
So for idiots that happens to do magic tricks everywhere you go, and the show just got like shaped and molded in a different way.
right in
so-
front of our faces,
Yeah.
telling us they weren't molding it. The best example is like a little singer coming out of Elmer. Let's say a little girl coming out of Elmer singing, and like she has an amazing voice. She gets noticed, and then the producers take her like, no, she should probably be goth. Like just try one song. Okay, do your vision, do your idea on stage, but just for one
Right.
song, just wear this black and these just for one. And they'll use it,
Right.
You know,
Wow.
like
Great
just say it for
example.
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, we can't say that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to. No, but just say it like this. Like just do it 10 times like who you want, and then one time like this, and whatever. And like they'll get you. Like,
they
they're
have their way
professionals,
in
man.
editing.
They have their
Yeah.
way, and it's all about editing. You know,
Yeah.
This show is,
That must be
Yeah.
frustrating though, to see like the vision kind of altered.
man.
I mean, I still think the end product
No,
is super enjoyable.
no. I mean, we have to watch ourselves, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
no matter how many
It's our
times,
baby. It's our baby. Literally, like this is.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
no matter how many times you say, wait a minute, hold on, no, oh, they're going to do this. No, wait, let's make sure they don't. There's no amount of, we're four magicians, and there's like 100 suits on top of us
right.
that all have money at stake.
Micromanaging
and-
everything.
Micromanaging, and
yeah.
also having doubts, like to come back full circle to what we started talking about, this one person, it takes one person to be like, you're
so right.
One Karen.
one Karen, but even just somebody trying to show themselves like they're in the equation. All these meetings, like the guys are doing this. Why would
Posturing,
they
yeah.
sit there silently while one could be like, sometimes it's positive. Sometimes like, I think they should wear different clothes in every shot. Boom. That's a like $400,000 or maybe like $150,000 decision. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And then boom, like it's, that's a
Yeah.
positive. That was a positive one. They gave us the clothes too. That was amazing. Yeah. But it's all about, like you said, molding and corporate,
Yeah.
I do think that the Jackass Magic mashup still comes through, though. And this is actually
So do
one
I.
thing. I'll get into it a bit later, but I read some comments from detractors, and there are plenty of them. And, I think that I don't know. I mean, it's frustrating to read that. Actually, maybe I will get into that because I wanted to ask you guys. obviously you had online followings beforehand, but having a TV show is kind of next level, and the haters are going to hate and they're going to come out of the woodwork when they're jealous and shit. So has that extra amount of trolling been something that's been hard for you to digest, or are you just kind of laughing all the way to the bank?
Well, I mean,
Alex got it hard.
I've read a few, yeah.
Yeah, but I was kind of used to it at first when I started YouTube and stuff like that. But I mean, Chris has been doing this for so long, and he had great tips about like, how can I say that, like to have a way so it's not going to hurt you, right? Because it's
Thick skin.
Thick,
Yeah.
exactly.
I do not
And
have that.
it's. I mean,
Yeah.
when you start, it's pretty
exactly,
crazy.
Yeah, when I started YouTube too, I was like, "Oh, what is
Yeah.
this?" People are like faggot
Yeah,
or this
exactly.
guy sucks or magic.
yeah.
or I
Yeah.
saw, and I was like, "Oh," I would delete the comments. But then you realize that that's actually a good thing because your fans will defend you. And it's
Absolutely.
more comments, and then they'll start fighting on your page and defending you.
And
Yeah.
for lots of bad comments, like they were right. You know, it's not like
Well,
they-
that's
yeah.
nice of you to say, though, like
Yeah.
that you can, acknowledge certain
Yeah.
things that you might have worked on differently. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when comments said like I take 2 hours to do my hair, they're right. You know, like I mean,
Well, look at
Eric
the
is
final
old.
product.
Yeah,
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, now I have to wear this because you can't hear anything because it's old. But anyway,
I am
All right.
old.
Oh, yeah, old. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, but I mean, after a while, there was a lot of factors at this.
Yeah.
We were on the same network. We were 4 white guys.
Impractical.
And there's
yeah.
Impractical Jokers that
And
are
Wes
4
is
older
really white.
guys. Wes is really white. They're on their way out. They have a hardcore cult following. People love them.
Oh, yeah.
And like it or not, 4 new guys comes on the network. Yeah, we're younger, we're eager. We're not kicking them out, but their fans are so hardcore.
You have some similarities
We
between
have
the
some
shows.
similarities
Yeah.
between, exactly, like you messing with 4 best friends messing with each other,
Yeah.
right? And then they're leaving, so the fans were really like, get this, and after a while, we're like, okay, it's this, but it's the same.
I was going to say,
people-
all the
yeah.
negative comments I found were either in an Impractical Jokers Reddit thread or people who were clearly magicians themselves.
Yes.
And this kind of leads into my... At first, I want to read one of the most ridiculous...
Oh my god!
Here we
This
go.
is kind of like a mean tweet.
Here we go.
Kind of like a mean tweet
I
thing.
love it.
I like this as an example of how, like, you can tell this guy's just trying to be funny. It's
Right.
like, it's not even about the anger. He's just using...
I love how you're reading us mean
guy.
comments.
This dude, I just think it's hilarious what he wrote. I don't agree with him at all. But he said, I'd rather staple my nutsack to a park bench and cover my ass in fire ants than watch these douches.
I mean,
I'm glad you guys like that one. I wasn't sure how that would go.
okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say a big thing. This is a big thing to say publicly. I've said it this is the first time I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Watching this show and the way it was put together, every night we would celebrate. We would celebrate our victories. We'd go out. I drank for 3 months straight, celebrate with my best friends on the stuff we filmed. When it aired, after a couple episodes, maybe halfway through, I texted our group chat, just the 4 of us, and I wrote, "You guys are some of my favorite people in the world, but I wouldn't want to hang out with you watching this."
Oh, interesting.
Watching this, I'd be like, I'm good. Like, I get it, but I'm good.
The premise is almost like a frat boy kind of vibe,
Right.
because it's clearly pulling on that prank style, and it's 4 guys, and so I feel like a lot of the criticisms I saw, I was like, I kind of knew what I was getting into
Right.
when I
Right.
put
Yes,
big
yes.
trick energy on.
Right,
And
right,
we would
right.
have sick tricks, and it would be a little bit juvenile with the humor, but in
Yeah.
a way that, like, I grew up on like Viva La Bam and shows like
Yeah,
that. So
exactly.
like for me,
Yeah.
it was nostalgic. It reminded me of a style of TV that's
right. Oh,
that's
gone
awesome.
away and might make
Yeah.
a resurgence.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but one thing I did notice, as I said, was a lot of them were magicians, I could tell,
Yeah.
or at least people
Oh, yeah.
claiming to be magicians. I don't know their skill level. So my follow-up question to that is it similar to what I've seen in comedy, and I assume is in acting, where there is sort of an air of envy that kind of floats around because so many people are dreaming at something where so few actually make it, that you get a lot of people who are like, oh, congrats, and then they're like, should have fucking been me. Like that
Well,
kind of...
I think every industry has that, but in the especially in
arts,
the magic,
though,
in the arts,
yeah.
of course. But I think especially
Oh, yeah,
because in the
absolutely.
magic world, there's like the same couple thousands of tricks that everybody does.
Yeah.
Even
And
if
you can
somebody's
buy
true,
magic
you can
too.
buy them too. So if somebody's truly original magician, they would have the right to say that, but they don't because they're focused on being creative and on their career. They
Yes.
don't. It's the people like I'll admit when David Blaine came out 20 years ago, I saw him do someone put a card. They were holding the box, and the card rises out of the deck while the person's holding the box. And I was like, man, I do that trick. My mom was watching it. She's like, you're better than him. Like, because it's almost all the same tricks. Like, it's not going to reinvent itself. So mostly magicians are kind of like passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I am the first one to admit this show is not for magicians.
It's not for magicians at all.
If I was watching the show that I'm watching, even with 4 other people, I'd be like, oh, it's not for me. I'm like, oh, I get it. Like, oh, it's funny. Like, these guys are cool. Maybe I'd be like, these guys are douches. But I would say, you know, it's not. I would get it right away. It's not for me. It's not for magicians.
It's not for magicians.
Magic for Humans on Netflix is for magicians. You can watch it. It's for the general public.
You actually made me remember something I was going to say earlier that I think a lot of people don't seem to grasp when watching the show. A lot of the criticisms is that it's not just a magic show; it's a prank show.
Right.
And certain pranks, it's not supposed to be like, oh, obviously we know how they did that. It's just about like when you brought the bear. Let's bring that for instance. There's no trick there. It's not like you brought a curtain or did you bring a curtain and then no? Okay, I didn't think so. So there's just a bear. It was just about pranking your girlfriend or fiance or where are you?
Girlfriend.
Okay, he's like, don't even. No. But no, so like, and the parking, again, bad parking police, I was so happy to see that. That was not like a magic trick as much as just you're distracting this girl. That's hilarious.
Right.
Now her car is covered and, you know, you're just fucking with her.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
So I think that's lost on a lot of people.
Those were, we had to fight. We'll stop saying the N word. The network. We'll stop saying the N word, but we'll stop saying. We can't say the network. But we kept fighting. Be like, hey, they were like, more magic. I'm like, it's okay. Prank sometimes. Like people like us for this. We're funny guys. Like it doesn't always have to be. You know?
They bought us before the magic too. You know, that's another great point that it got mixed up in the whole thing.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a second season. We're going to rectify things.
Yeah.
We're going to go in there and like cut and snip and like.
I also like that other than maybe the name, which probably my kids wouldn't get anyways, my kids can watch it. There's never been anything like mad inappropriate.
Nope.
And I think that's cool. And my kids love the show.
Good.
And, you know, so I think that a lot of the people who are shitting on it are just miserable fucks in the first place. And like go into it, have fun, and you'll have fun.
It had great ratings.
Oh yeah, that's good to hear.
Great ratings in the states, in the red states. A lot of
How'd they do that?
Yeah, right. Like, I like these guys. Yeah.
Sorry, that's gonna peak the meter. Sorry.
Been peaking Mike since 1994, baby.
Okay, so now that it is out, I do want to ask you guys this. What is each of your respective answers for your favorite trick that the 4 of you individually performed? This might be a long answer, I suppose, but if you had to pick one from the first season for each of the 4 of you that you liked.
Each of the 4 of us.
Yeah, so what was your favorite Chris trick?
Oh, we won't remember that.
It's hard to remember. Like we've been asked so many times, and we're like we've done so much. Like
the last time I talked to you guys, you couldn't say much. It was
but like we've like 70% of the tricks we've done didn't make it on TV. You know, so it's great. Yeah. I mean, for Wes, I think it's the death-defying stunt. I mean, it's
when he gets blown up.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was like
I like the one where he got kicked in the nuts and he spat out the card too. That was
that was good. I really kicked
good.
him hard there too.
Oh yeah.
Another one
nuts.
was your friggin' pizza tattoo. That one was nuts.
That has to be my favorite clip. From me.
And I didn't know if I should ask you to see it because I didn't want if it's not real or it's part of the trick. I didn't want to.
Everything's real.
Go ahead. Sir.
You don't have to whip your ass out. That's the other part of this too.
It's made for that. But
it's holy shit. It's real.
It's real. Magic is real, man.
Yeah.
Magic is real. No,
at least the tattoo's real. Yeah.
That's definitely my favorite clip. So if you guys didn't watch it, you can go check it out. It's on my YouTube. It's called Permanent Trick.
Pizza.
No, Permanent Trick in a tattoo shop. And I just had
watch your
you know
videos.
why it was so good?
I just don't watch your videos.
Well, because
I don't watch your videos. You edit my videos and you don't watch that because he picked any of the toppings and all the colors. And that matched the tattoo. And you could tell because you could tell it was organic. First of all, we shot this thing in COVID.
Yes.
So we had to screen
Another
everybody.
thing people need to keep in mind.
Yes.
People are like,
God,
why? These aren't unsuspecting. And like, they can't fucking do that. Like,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing with him is that he was a tattoo artist in his tattoo shop and he gave a half decent reaction. So people were like, oh, it made sense to people. The guys went in the tattoo shop, did magic to the tattoo
Hung out with them,
and then blew his mind. And he gave a really, really, you know what? My pants are unbuttoned right now, and I'm not going to do them up. This is great. And he had a really good reaction. So that was my favorite one.
Yeah, his seemed genuine. When people are saying, oh, the reaction seemed staged, I'm like, that guy, he seemed legitimately mind blown, you know?
Yeah. What about you, man?
I have 2 in my mind. Like the safety pin one.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was just right through you because
it was.
The stapling on West seems pretty legit.
Those
West too.
Holy shit,
I forgot about that. And the car, man, destroying your car was just like a sick visual, man.
It looked like Magneto, yeah.
Thanks, man. Like
that was so awesome.
I mean, But yeah, the safety pin one was just a. I mean, the card too. It was an idea I had like a while ago, and I just pitched it to the network. One of the first meetings, and they're like, we like it, let's do it. And we're like, what?
Alex is always like,
This
I
is
want
the
to
one you told me about the first time you came on my
did
show.
I?
And I think
Oh, that was for the pilot. That's right.
you kept it hush hush for a while. You didn't
Right.
share the episode because you were like, I probably shouldn't have talked about that.
Right. Yes, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
don't know.
Yeah. So they crushed my car. Chris.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of which of his I like the best too. The moments with Chris I liked.
Ramsey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Ramsey.
There's a few great
Easy.
ones.
I like the laundromat one just because he was real. He was actually
that
my
was
favorite.
fun.
Okay, I got it. My favorite Chris one is the ID that appears inside the water
Yeah.
bottle
Yeah.
at the grocery store.
That was crazy.
He had a great Mark. We called him Marks, but she had a great spectator. She was amazing.
Yes.
Have you ever had a
Yes.
Mark named Mark?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Valid question.
We have it was amazing. I'm trying to think of another pun for Mark named Mark. But that was amazing. The girl was great. The trick was amazing. The whole messing around in the grocery store was just great.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. That's my favorite one.
There's a trick we've done at the grocery store that didn't make it. Also, like shopping basket when Chris was like pulling stuff all
man.
the time. But like the method or revealing this trick would have been better than just the trick itself.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
why sometimes the premise was that we are beside a cash leaning on the ground, and Chris is supposed to go and come up to the counter and check out his items to the cashier, and we're there feeding stuff in his cart. But he knows we're feeding stuff, but he doesn't know what. So we had like a whole bunch of phallic items. We had like, a pound of cocaine. We had like, and he would just sit, and the bit was, it wasn't magical. It was supposed to be the never-ending basket.
Right.
But we were just there feeding it. We're crying. It's so funny. And I guess somebody was like, oh, well, that's not magic. Why we have that, So that prank.
The one person again.
The one person again, the one person role, right? But that was my favorite. And Wes, the axe throwing.
Yeah, that was
Oh
really
yeah.
good too.
It's
Just-
so him. It's
just-
so
it just
original.
flowed.
He's got skills with the hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It just flowed. So
But it screams Wes. Like it's the perfect Wes trick.
Yeah.
When I think of Wes as a magician, this is Wes.
yeah.
It sounds like you guys should take a book out of Jackass and do like a season 1.5 with like a couple of episodes that just compromised of the
a good idea.
shit that didn't make it.
That was.
Yeah, you hear that, Warner Media? No. Speaking of episodes, though, I wanted to mention that as much as I loved a lot of them, my favorite has to be the one with David Blaine. Just because, like, seeing him perform for his family and all that at the end, it was such a like nice moment, and he did a good job.
Yeah.
The guy was
Yeah.
solid, like for
Yeah.
someone who had no magic experience.
And didn't like the camera at all. Like at first, when we met him in that bar, he was low energy.
Like,
he was
yeah.
like, and then he's like, I don't know magic. I mean, am I gonna look stupid here? Like, he's like, I've never done magic.
Totally
And
out of his
now you're
comfort
gonna
zone.
And his wife. My favorite part was his wife.
Yeah.
The second
She
day
was
she came
awesome.
on set and she just looked at him. She's like, this is so unlike him.
Yeah.
She's like, that's
He's
so
getting laid tonight.
unlike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kept yelling on set. But then she was just watching
See what
him
else
and
we
she's
can make
like-
disappear.
or levitate. She just couldn't believe that his husband was out there doing magic tricks to
Hey,
and
killed it.
suspecting
He
people.
killed it.
He really did.
Well, and it's a funny concept finding
Yeah.
someone named David Blaine. Slightly different spelling.
Yeah.
but-
He
Okay,
sold
well,
blinds for a living.
Let's go back a bit to when the last time I spoke with you guys. And can you just tell me a bit what it was like appearing on Ellen? Because that's got to be mind-blowing. And during COVID, it was a bit different than going to the couch or whatever, but you guys did great on there too.
Yeah, it was.
I always tell people that vibe was what we were aiming for Big Trick Energy.
Nice.
It's a different kind of vibe. We're actually bantering uncut for real.
It was more natural for sure.
More natural,
Yeah.
and it was real. It was real. It was natural. It was fun. Super nervous. Super nervous.
Very.
Yeah. She was pretty huge.
I preferred, but the thing is I prefer.
Virtual as well.
Yeah, I would have preferred to be. Obviously, would have preferred to be live, but no, I mean in person.
Yeah.
But I was nervous because of the tech aspect. I was like, hey man, if any of these wires mess up,
Yeah, also like 5 minutes before we go on,
we had
also
this
like
computer shut down, and
computer shut down. The wires were
You're giving me
yeah.
flashbacks with
Yeah,
our
just-
setup.
Yeah,
Previous
it was
fuck.
it was chaotic.
yeah, but it
Really
was
chaotic.
so fun after we're done. Like I've never,
It was really organic, like you said. Like it was the four of us just chilling there and having fun. And
And the
doing a
tricks
trick.
were great too on that one with
Thanks,
the map.
Thanks, man.
I
Yeah,
thought that
the
was really
map.
cool.
And also, that was an example of like, usually we wouldn't travel with a cork board and darts and a big map. We just told them like, Ellen's gonna throw a dart at a map, and the dart's gonna stick, and then like because it was virtual, they're like, okay, so they made one on casters with
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that was fun.
Oh yeah, they got that money. They'll make that
Yeah,
fucking
right,
anything,
right.
yeah.
But she loved it. And it was a huge bucket list. I mean, and she's retiring next year, right?
Hey, Fallon's the next stop, right?
That's right.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Or
really
Kimmel or
cool.
any of them. Yeah.
We wanted to play a prank on Chris. Try and invite him to pretend we're on Jimmy Fallon, fly him down. And he just gets there and it's nobody. We give
You
him
guys pranking each other is some of the funniest shit. Like even the subtlest of pranks was one of the funniest to me. Where Alex, you had that woman just like not react to his doves. She just goes back to shopping, and you could tell he was like,
I was
"What the
so
fuck's going on?"
mad, so mad, dude. Because you have to understand, like, for a magician, it's about reactions.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, comedians as well, right?
Of course. And like, I make two dove appears, and she has no reaction, and I'm like
see
waiting
someone
for
do
her,
this
like,
every day?
what's going on? And she's like, oh, I just don't like birds, and I'm like, what? Like, what kind of spectator is this? So I'm kind of like just not mad at this moment. I'm just like
Perplexed,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, all right. I go back and I talk to the boys. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And the boys are like, oh, we have other guests, other spectators you can do the trick too. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we found the perfect one. She was amazing spectator. I do the thing, and again the alarm,
The
and
car alarm.
Oh my god! And now I was starting to be really mad. And the thing, can we say it? The
What?
thing we didn't show. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, is this with Wes's wife and all that? Because that's something I'm definitely going to
That's
No,
weird.
oh
I'd
my
love to talk
God.
about that all day,
Oh,
baby.
yeah,
Let's
sure you will
go,
have to.
Kristen. Marry me, leave him. You know
my
we're meant
God.
to be, baby.
Oh man.
So one part that, again, maybe one N-word, right? One person can. I have to stop saying that. This doesn't
I think so,
people
yeah.
tuning in.
Let's
in the middle of
clarify
my-
network.
So I think the network was like at one point. So he's doing the dove thing, and at one point we revealed to him that we're pranking him. So we come out with signs that says
Stop the magic, save the birds.
"Stop the magic, save the doves," and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like cruelty to animals. And we're just
Oh,
like,
no.
"Stop the magic, save the birds," and they cut it out because
PETA and all that shit.
yeah, because you
Who's
never.
Peter?
Huh?
No, PETA. Nice.
Oh man, yeah, it was. That was a good segment.
Oh,
that was a
my
good day.
God, yeah.
And that is the craziest reaction we've ever seen was that day, like ever in any show.
Sucks.
In any show, magic
right.
show, the craziest reaction we got it on Big Trick
Yeah,
Energy.
yeah, the best. Yeah,
It's is it on my YouTube? No, it's
Oh,
on
so
the
they
web-
do let you at least, put
That's
shit up.
another thing. Hey, truTV props, shout out there.
Right.
For
They're
you
like,
guys
we
to
won't air
take
it,
him-
but do whatever the fuck you want with it.
yeah,
Nice.
or even the stuff we air. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, it's
Yeah.
all good, it's all good. And we're
Yeah.
like, it's unheard of.
Oh, you mean like social media posts and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
give
can
us
post
the full
anything. We can
episodes.
I
post
saw one of
anything.
you with like two chicks' asses the other day. I'm like, I'm sure there's some part of the audience that's like, oh.
I lost about 150 subscribers.
There you go.
It's okay. I wanted to post it.
Well, I thought it was very funny that the next day you recreated the photo
With two larger women.
women.
Yeah, it was great. He was there. He took
Yeah.
a picture.
Oh, yeah.
But the best reaction we've ever gotten, or any magic show's ever gotten, is during the vintage store, thrift store,
Yeah.
and when the guy falls.
Yes.
When Wes is pretending to be a mannequin.
Yes, I just saw that last
And
night.
then, yeah,
Yeah.
he falls
Dude.
hard.
Oh, did
yeah,
he get
dude.
hurt or no?
He hurt
mean,
his wrist a little
yeah.
bit. He sprained his wrist. But if you look at it, you can see he goes like this, and then a sports bag falls on the ground, and then he backs up and he slips on the
shit.
sports bag. But I mean, he was
Oh,
scared.
dude. Yeah, the whole crew went like they were like, oh my God.
Litigation.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I do want to touch on something I spoke to you guys about last time, which is that you two have known each other the longest out of the crew. So what's your meeting up story? How did you guys
I
become
used to
friends?
date his mom. I met her at
Is this
the
actually
local.
true?
Yeah.
No way.
It is.
Shut up. Okay,
I
thank
met
you.
her at the local bar. It was called Pig Owls, and no,
Yeah,
go ahead.
local ball. I mean,
Oh, good
because of
luck.
magic. We met because of magic.
But I'm sure you meet many people through magic. So
Yeah.
where did the
mean-
brotherhood kind of thing come from? When did you decide wanting to perform
like,
together? and-
I'm 12 years older than Alex, so I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll be 40 this year.
I figured he was the youngest, but I didn't know it was that
Yeah,
much
he's
of a
28, still lives at
differential.
his parents' house, and it's not a joke.
What's wrong with
And-
that? Saving up money. Hey, there you go.
And
Got
does your
good
dad live
parents.
here?
No. Okay. But I've lived it there. I got a divorce
How
and I live with my
old was
folks
he when
for-
he moved out?
Yeah. I went with like one of my girlfriends. At
By the way,
like
shout out to
17
Dad.
or 18.
Shout out to
Shout
Dad.
out to the
Yeah,
dads
Dad,
back
say,
there.
let people know you're here. I meant to do that at the beginning. Sorry. You do have the mic now, so.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
His voice
what's
sounds
up,
good
dog?
on there, too.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, we met through Magic. I mean, you were like the big thing in Ottawa. Again, we were doing all the shows and
I
stuff
knew
like
you
that.
through Scott,
Yeah. Oh my God, Magic Shop actually. I was working in a Magic Shop, and everyone was talking about Eric Leclerc, and I was super young, and I'm like, "Who's that guy?" And he came to the Magic Shop, and I was like, oh, "Okay, like." There's a reason why everyone knows this
Yeah.
guy.
Oh,
You know,
thanks,
like,
buddy.
Yeah, because he was like not really good. Anyway, all this to say that no, I'm kidding. He became
you
my
are, obviously.
he became my
praising
mentor.
So you're like his Padawan, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, he helped me a lot
nerdy
through
reference.
like the business of like magic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think
And,
that's when our relationship really.
I think so,
because
yeah.
there's a lot of when you're at the top of your game in the city,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of people like we want to trade magic, want to show how good they are,
Yeah.
want to talk shop or whatever. And when Alex started asking about like business side of stuff, I'm like, oh, serious? It reminds me
Yeah.
of me when I was young, when people are like, oh, you're not gonna make it.
You want to help him
him
not get screwed over and shit.
Right. Yeah. Or just even, as a cheerleader to be like, we can do it. We've done
Right,
it.
right.
I'm doing it right now. And
It sounds like you've been that role before, though, because as we mentioned, we had a
Scott,
mutual friend,
yeah.
and he's younger than you as well.
That's
He's,
right.
I think, a year or two younger than me.
Yeah.
And I remember him talking about you all the time.
Yeah.
So you must have been.
Yeah, he was a gem, man. He is a gem. He stopped doing magic. I can't believe it.
He plays the banjo and travels the world
That's
or some
right,
shit.
for
Every time I
free.
talk to him, he's like, oh, I'm a parachute instructor
did
now.
you connect with him
Not
recently?
since, no.
Not since.
Last
okay.
time I saw him, I was doing security downtown, and I haven't done security for like 7 years. So it's been a while, a minute, yeah. And I was just on my break, and he just rolls by on a longboard, and he had been out of town for like years at that point. So it was so friggin' weird that like
like,
on this
Scott.
random corner downtown, I'm like, Scott, and we just talked. I think we smoked a
Nice.
joint, and then he just went on his way. I'm pretty sure that's the last time I've ever seen him.
Nice. Yeah. What a he was.
He's a vagabond, that guy, man.
He is, man. He's traveling the world for free.
He used to do shows for my parents at their dinner parties and shit.
Oh
He-
yeah,
Wow, come
really?
over.
Huh?
Yeah.
No way. That's awesome.
Scott,
man.
come on my podcast, Scott. Come out of the shadows for 5 minutes.
Try to
Jesus,
get
yeah.
him on here.
You gotta
probably
help me, man.
around winter time. I mean, you probably have better chances of getting on than I.
His
than
folks
I do.
probably still live around here, though?
Yeah. He
Okay,
still goes,
I'll go
yeah.
through them then.
Yeah, you should
I'll harass him until he agrees.
get back into civilization, Scott.
Now that we brought my dad's voice into the mix, though, this is a good time for his question, I feel. My dad's question.
question for all of you. Eric, are you circumcised? No, sorry. It's just for the people
Too
that don't have
invasive.
video.
I didn't want to make assumptions.
Yeah.
So, given that the nature of magic is rooted in its mystery, why do you sometimes choose to spoil that by revealing how a trick is done? And while that's very interesting at first, do you not risk creating a jaded audience over time and worse, destroying the real awe in your youngest audience, those who truly believe that magic exists for those few precious years?
That was really.
He always puts so much work into
was
his.
great.
I love his question.
You want to go?
You want to go first? I know you have something in mind right now. so-
Yeah, you don't?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, but I got something solid.
Old married couple.
Obviously, there, honey. Obviously, you're referring to the Big Trick Energy Show.
Yeah,
At
we
the
should
be-
say
where
that,
At the
yeah.
beginning, we
Now Netflix Canada.
That's right, and Hulu Live.
Yeah.
So we do a 45-second elaborate magic trick that's one shot, and then at the end of the episode, we reveal how we did it. So your story, your question, I like to answer it in two parts. So. Revealing magic is bad, and we need to keep the magic alive, and we need to keep that sense of childlike wonderment in everybody, like Santa. But the tricks we invented. So the tricks that at the beginning were concepts and tricks that we came up with, and us as super ethical magicians, like we had our consulting team was Danny Garcia, Rico de la Vega, and Marcus Eddy, who are the most ethical people in the game, in the business. And if they decide along with us, they're like, we can reveal this because it's a concept we invented. There's one where like BMX riders are jumping over us and we're hiding in a ditch. Well, I mean, you can't do that on stage. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
need
sure.
BMXers that can flip, and then you need to think about. And because you think about, we can hide them in the dirt, and then the bikes can change into the riders. Because we invented it, we take a certain amount of liberty to reveal it.
Yeah, you're not ruining someone else's
We're not.
trick. Yeah.
That's very important. It's not somebody else's. trick.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's paramount. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm guilty. You want to talk about revealing tricks to your friends over the
I mean,
years?
there's a reason we became magicians also, you know, it's because, we like people reveal tricks for us,
Yeah.
so we learn with that. It's just
behind
that
the
right now,
curtain.
it's just a different era, man. Like there's a lot of magician that's going to be angry about that, but it's not my problem, you know. Like just learn new stuff sometimes, you know. Like
And in the age of social media, things spread like wildfire.
of course, but there's bad in it, but there's good in it. So it's like there's always a balance with anything, you know. So I don't know. It's just different, you know. Like back in the day, you used to learn with books or another magician.
I was pointing at him. I was thinking about that too. That you know, there's when I spoke to you guys before, Chris made a point that there's also you're getting rid of some of the awe, but you might inspire a new type of awe in the next generation of magician. You know, I mean, they see behind the curtain a little bit. And
I reveal a bunch of stuff on YouTube. Like that's my channel.
Teach,
exactly. There's a difference between teaching and revealing.
That's an important distinction. Yeah,
and there's a lot of older folks in the magic community that doesn't really understand that. But Chris said something, and I've been doing that since day one with my channel. It's always the first trick you can learn is on my channel. You know, if you want to learn a magic trick, here's your first trick. Have fun with it. Practice it. I always keep telling like folks watching, like practice, but have fun with it, right? And it's not like every person who learned a magic trick wants to become a magician as well. Lots of people are just shy or wants to have the perfect icebreaker or something like that, and that's the perfect way to do it. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
So
also, there's like a little joy in like revealing. Like I know my friends that I've known for like, you know, we're like 25 years deep. I'll show them a trick at like a pool party, and they're all like boys. They know magic because they don't do it, but they know me for 20 some years. So they
pick up
and they see
something.
me doing the same things over and over and over to other people at parties from the back, so they know.
Yeah.
And there's like an etiquette there that they learn over the years of like, pretend you still like it and just like don't call me out or whatever.
Yeah.
But another pleasure is like when you're on a pool, show me a new magic trick, and then they're like, when it's just us, they try and guess, right? And then I'm like, you guys want to see how? Yeah, you're way off.
yeah.
And you show them like, look, this deck has a hinge in it and a battery. They'd be like, and so you get another little hit of dopamine when you reveal the trick, when they see how it works.
Absolutely, you're right. And also, sometimes the method is more magical than the actual magic trick.
Right.
You know,
when you
like,
see how that's done, you're like, it's more mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Than the
Well,
actual,
and just being so sleek and stealthy with some of the moves you got to do. I met a guy who, he wasn't even like a trained magician, but he knew a couple tricks. And we were smoking a joint on a balcony, and he did some trick. I don't remember the details, but it was ending up with ashes in my palm. And he told me later, like, I had done that, like, when the first second I shook your hand, I put that shit in there or whatever, you know? So, it is kind of exciting.
right, but now that you know that, you're like,
it's impressive. This is what I'm saying. With your guys' episodes, the ones you reveal, the big, they're always these huge set pieces. Right. And again, I don't think, like when I see that, I don't go, oh, well, yeah, I could have figured that out. That's not what impresses me. Like the psychiatry one where you guys were in the insane asylum. Yeah. And then watching you guys all roll on your bellies on these little dollies. I'm like, man, and you're all doing it like to a crazy time limit. Everything has to be synchronized perfectly.
That's a good.
And most of them, like, you see take two marker. You're like, they did this in 2 takes.
Oh,
shit.
so many. The only one that, do you know which one, Alex? We call them cold opens. The only cold open, and some of them are dangerous, that we only did twice.
Oh, so most of them were a bunch of takes?
Oh, yeah.
The Buster Keaton one?
The wall,
yeah.
It was like
where you jumped through the wall?
No. We did that one a lot. The 3,000-pound wall falling and then a restaurant appearing.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
And like, there's a hole in the wall, and we're sitting here, and then the wall just falls out like around
it's kind
us.
of a homage to like Buster Keaton, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, like I don't know. You can see it online.
Well, you guys jumping through the hole in the wall. That was another example of like, as soon as I found out how it was done, I just thought, wow, how innovative, how smart to have the camera and this little fake wall thing angled. It's just camera trickery, which people shit on you in magic if you use camera trickery. But isn't that just another form of illusions? Like, optical messing with people.
But the thing is, we show you.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is why it's fine. Yeah.
We know who's watching till the end also, because lots of people are watching like the first trick and they're like, oh, it's a camera trick. All right, you didn't watch the end.
Yeah.
You know? And that's funny because, like you said, like we reveal it. So that's kind of.
I was just always so impressed with the technique involved, even if the reveal wasn't that crazy, like the one with the flatbed truck and the different rooms they keep moving on, and then Chris comes out into the field. The most impressive part to me was that you guys were all in the field looking super casual and like everything's just, and I'm realizing you guys are running from place to place, and it's it's gotta be fun as hell.
That was, I mean, it's our favorite. I think it's all our favorite part of the show. Every single one of us. That's definitely our.
Absolutely.
What, the cold opens?
Yeah. The cold opens and the reveals, 100%.
Well, they were very cinematic.
Yeah, and also, so the thing is on every day we did one a day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just the cold opens. Usually we'd shoot like 3 or 4 segments a day, but the cold opens, the whole crew was there for one day.
Yeah.
And it was the only moment that everybody was
working
all on set, working together with one
particular goal and to make this happen. And it was
It
not
changes
only
the
the crew,
vibe.
we had
Yeah.
stuntmen sometimes, we had like medics,
pyrotechnic experts.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And everybody was like, that was the time not to fuck around. We didn't drink on set during network's listening. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, it was the first time. It was the only time we're like, let's make this happen. Everybody wants to go home.
Yep.
Everybody's working towards the same goal.
It's crazy, all for one trick. You know, it's
Actually,
crazy.
you're making me want to ask you this because I asked Eric this before. Do you find it difficult to do tricks while inebriated?
Speaking of,
Oh, you're going to get another drink? Can you get me one, man? Thank you.
So
Yeah. Do you find like
I
I,
get one
don't know
too,
if you
man?
smoke weed or whatever, but or I do. Obviously, I'm vaping, but you know, if I'm playing music or doing comedy, I'm pretty careful about that shit because I find it can throw me off. But when you're like, you got network cameras on you, does it make you a little more hesitant to indulge or?
with alcohol, not really.
Okay,
Just because, and it's weird because the more I drink, the more I speak English. Well, I think I am.
Imagine
But
when
you've
you're sober.
probably done magic at a lot of parties under the influence of alcohol. so
absolutely
you've
many
gained
times,
that.
and I've been like performing in bars for so long. So it's
Yeah.
it's and
Behind bars, you mean?
Yeah, behind bars, and but yeah, no, I mean
That's
drinking
a
magic.
right there. Now. Come on. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead. Solid.
Oh yeah, take whatever you want. Yeah, that's a beer.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Sure. I spot a bunch of
this?
random
Hey,
shit.
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers,
Thanks, guys, for coming
man.
again.
Thanks
Good
for having
times.
us. But yeah, I mean,
Nice slurp sound on that one.
but I mean, magic for me is so like it's second nature, you know. So, if I smoke a joint though,
Just
forget
different
about that.
shit. Yeah, well, every
I
strain.
stopped smoking joints like regularly, like maybe a
Yeah,
year ago.
I told we were sitting on the
That's
balcony.
why.
and I've been smoking all my life, like a couple of joints, like every day. And
Yeah, we were sitting during the
Once.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Alex came to live at my house for a couple weeks here and there, right? A couple, I think it was a month or two at one point. We're just being productive, making content, feeding off each other, trying not to go crazy. And one day we're just smoking a joint on the balcony, and I'm like, "Hey," like I'm talking to him. He's just like, "I'm like, what's wrong with you?" So I'm like, "I don't think you're meant to smoke weed, bro." And that's a big statement to say
Yeah.
to your best friend on
Yeah.
the porch. You know, I'm like, I don't think weed's for you.
Could
He's
be
like,
insulting,
What are you
yeah.
talking about? He's like, you know what? Yeah, it could be insulting. Yeah, it's like you're right. And didn't smoke the rest
Yeah.
of the summer. Was so clear-headed and focused. He was just becoming a lush. It was just a lush.
Yeah. I'm just like lazy. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't know.
It's at this point a pothead would be like, well, were you smoking sativa or indica?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking that already. But also, there's a tolerance factor for sure because even myself, I notice if I take any kind of like significant break, then it hits you like a ton of bricks the next time you smoke
next
a joint.
time.
You're-
Right.
You know, it very, very different as opposed to those people who become habitual everyday smokers. You don't really get high. You kind of just level out
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. I mean, I use medicinal weed for OCD and anxiety, and I find it works great. And when I tried to last November, I took a break because I was getting some headshots. I'm like, I'm gonna not drink, I'm not gonna smoke, I'm just gonna, and like I lost my mind for like 3 months. No joke, it set me into like a
Wait, you stopped for 3 months?
no. I stopped for like a few days, honestly, and that was enough to just like trigger
No.
my anxiety. I had all these panic
What?
attacks, and
For 3 months?
well, not nonstop. I was still doing my
Yeah,
show.
no,
I was
you're
still
still- right.
being a dad. Like I was still going through the motions, but I
you
was
felt-
having spinning out every night. Like
my
my
God.
OCD was like through the roof. And as soon as I started just smoking all the time again, everything went back to
Wow.
normal. So everybody's different. That's
Yeah,
where I'm
yeah,
at.
yeah.
You know?
I recently just stopped and for no reason. I was just living in New York. I stopped smoking cigarettes. It's been 7 months, and usually going.
I was going to bring this
That's
up.
right.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't see
saw-
you smoking
there was a
anything, yeah.
book you said that
right.
really just
Oh
helped
man,
you, right?
Yeah, oh man, if there's smokers out there, and I'm like I was a big smoker. I loved it. And so my buddy just gifted me this book, and it's called the Easy Way to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr. Easy Way to Stop Smoking. And there's like one quote on it. Ellen DeGeneres, she's like, everybody who reads this book stops. I did. You will.
Some of them come on my show.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's like a technique with this book. Like you buy it, first of all, you get it gifted, you buy it and you leave it out. Don't have to read it because it's scary. Knowing it's like, hey man, you read these 200 pages, you're gonna stop smoking. And it's like it's scary stuff. The only rule is like leave it out. Just leave it out on the shelf, whatever. Don't hide it. And then after a couple months, you'll hide it because you're battling with yourself. Then you take it out, read 20 pages. You'll be like, and then you'll start take it out, and read it. And it just once I sat there the day before shooting, sat there and read it. Haven't smoked since, and I'm not quitting. Like I'm a happy non-smoker.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're not
Yeah,
like
you tried a couple
pining
of times.
after it. Yeah,
You
yeah.
tried a couple of times, and it's the first time like I'm like, all right, he's done with it.
Oh yeah, usually it's like upload in my
he's
face.
100% done with
Oh
it.
yeah. I'm
Did
so
you
done.
smoke butts too or no? Or you still do?
Oh yeah, heavy. He's a heavy.
I smoked for 9 years. So
Can I
like,
smoke here?
No, not with the kids here, especially.
But,
weed, we smoke weed down here sometimes when the kids aren't here. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's good for me to quit smoking weed. Seriously,
it's
Like,
not. The reason I was going to bring it up, I did have it in my notes, is because it's not easy. If you
It's
don't
not easy,
know
yeah.
what it's like to be addicted to nicotine
Yeah.
for several years, it's
Yeah.
freaking hard. And
Yeah.
I smoked from 13 to 21 or 22 or something, and it was not easy, man, to get off.
Yeah.
But once I reached like 6 months or a year, it became this like accomplishment that I
Yeah.
didn't want to fuck with. you
Right.
know? I was like,
Yes,
nah, man, I'm
yes.
not going to.
There's a part of the
know.
book. The reason this book is so good is because it addresses.
just talking about it right now. I'm just like,
The book addresses every single thing that, as a skeptic non-smoker, that you're going to address as you're thinking it. It addresses it like and one of the little not hacks, little tips that I love is when you're done smoking, it's been a while, go outside and look at smokers. Try to find a smoker
Yeah.
and look at him for a minute. Every time he has a puff.
Or you hear them cough, man. That's
Yeah, but every time someone
What
has
do
a puff, gross. Every time someone has a puff and it comes out, there's a look at. Nobody enjoys smoking. Everybody would like to quit. The biggest smoker's
Yeah.
like, no, I love smoking. No, you don't.
Not deep
You're like
down.
nicotine.
Yeah.
You're like, I like going outside.
You're a prisoner.
That's one of the things. I'll admit, the worst thing about quitting smoking is the ability to be able to change scenes
Yep.
for 10
And
minutes
habits,
whenever
maybe.
you want. Be like, I'm going to go for a smoke, right? And I'm going to
Well,
have
it's like
with your thoughts
it's
on
like
your
a
phone.
free ticket to a certain social group too.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like when you're working, like at the government or whatever. Smokers can go out once an hour.
So true.
That's like
Oh
that's
my
like an
God.
hour of your day.
yeah. Even at my work that happens. There's a crew that just like every once an hour they're going out for 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll still take my hour break, but someone can do basic
Exactly.
math. I'm pretty sure this is fucked.
Exactly. Yeah,
man.
It's funny.
Okay, well, before I flip to my next page here, I did have tricks for us here now. Only,
Alex is
and
gonna show
I
you
don't know, is
something
that bad
mind-blowing.
form? Is that like rude in the magic community to be like, hey, show me a trick? Like, I don't want to be that guy, you know?
I wish,
None at all.
I
None
wish
at
you
all.
would have known, but Alex will show you something crazy.
yeah, for sure.
Well, because comedians complain about that a lot, where someone will be like, hey, oh, you're a comedian, say something funny. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So there's some people don't like being put on the spot like that.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, for the listeners only, the edit will start here.
All right. Yeah, that's right. Can you shuffle the deck for me, please?
I suck at shuffling.
That's
so
That's
okay, man.
good.
it's gonna be
Everybody's.
embarrassed. I do like the waterfall, whatever. It's really bad.
Oh,
Get
that's
a
good.
close
Really
up
good.
on that,
That was
Dad.
okay.
I can't do that one. Yeah, that's really good. All right, so here we go. Take out any card you like. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, memorize it. Maybe show it to the audience as well.
I have no idea what he's about to do.
I have no idea what I'm about to do as well. So
Put it on
here
the
we go.
camera. Oh, the audience. Jesus,
Yeah, the
I'm just
audience,
trying to
yeah.
show my dad in front of me.
Dad, got it? Good. All right, cool.
Okay.
Place it anywhere. Like here, it's fine.
No, I'm pretty sure I might have shown you.
So here, watch this. I'm gonna cut the deck a little bit like this, and the goal is to make your card jump back to the 5 first on top.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Done. Crazy, right?
It's the
Here,
snap that does it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you see your card here, don't tell me yet, all right?
Okay.
We have the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Hearts, the 5 of Diamonds, 4 of Clubs, or 3 of Clubs. Now you can tell me if you saw your card here.
I did.
You sure?
Yep.
So it
Did
worked.
you?
Yeah.
It worked.
Hey!
What was it?
It was the Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts. Here, watch. I'm gonna try something else here. Just gonna take the Ace of Hearts, turn it face up, and place it back inside of the deck.
No way.
Take the deck from me.
No, did
And
you?
spread it like this. Here's the proof, by the way. What the Ace is completely gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Somewhere in here.
No.
Wait, it's probably at the end.
Yeah. In the middle.
You can see it? I can't see it.
Here you go.
Oh, that's Ace of Diamonds. I'm ruining this trick, I'm sure.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's fine.
I can't find it, legit.
That's gone.
It's gone. Look in your pocket.
No
I'm just
way.
kidding, dude. It's in the deck, dude. Spread it.
Yeah,
spread it.
yeah.
Here.
I
Oh,
could-
now
I
you
could-
have to touch the
Okay,
deck.
here we
Huh?
go.
All
I know,
of
I
a
probably
sudden.
wouldn't-
There you go.
Oh,
They're all white.
it was yes, it was
okay,
upside
okay.
down. Okay, that's bad.
Okay, I have to
I was
redeem
looking
myself
That was
for
a
the
bad
actual-
trick. No, you're
Yeah,
right. That
yeah.
was a bad trick.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
have to
ruined
redeem
that one.
No,
Yeah, it's all
no,
good.
no.
All
That was a
good.
bad trick.
What's in
Okay,
the
no, let
box?
me do it.
What's
No.
in the box? Oh, Ace of Hearts. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm gonna
No,
try.
that's
one.
my bad. I should have been. Normally, yeah, you're right. The backs are usually dark. So
I feel like Wes right now performing a trick. Like this is exactly how Wes performs magic. Wes, I'm sorry, but it's true. Here we go.
All right, I'm gonna try.
no,
something.
but normally the backs are blue or red or something.
Right,
That's
that
right.
really
No, we
stands
got,
out.
and
Yeah.
you know, as soon as you were spreading, I was like, we were both
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
like, oh, the backs
Yeah,
are
I
white
was like-
because we never performed with our own cards before,
Yeah.
right? All right, so check it out.
How crazy is that, though, eh?
I know this
How
is
stupid, yeah.
crazy. Send us some cards, man. You made hundreds of these. Just send us some. Okay,
With black backs.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
So you can see there. It's I see your deck of cards. Instead of having you pick one like this, so you don't think I'm cheating. I'm just gonna go to some cards like this, and I just want you to memorize any one you see inside. Doesn't matter which one,
Okay.
as long as you see one. Do you have one?
Yes.
Yes, you got one in your head? All right, here we go. I'm going to try and find its mate. So if you pick, like, let's say the black 8, the other black 8. If you pick the 8 of spades, the mate of that would be the 8 of clubs, right? 9 of hearts, the mate would be the 9 of diamonds, right? The same number and the same color.
Okay.
So what is the card that you pick? You can tell me. It's okay.
10 of hearts.
The 10 of hearts. So the mate of that card would be
The 10 of spades.
diamonds.
Oh, diamonds. My bad. Sorry,
10
I
of
was going
diamonds.
opposite,
10
yeah.
of diamonds. Hold on.
I am high.
10 of diamonds. Oh,
I'm doing terrible as a-
Actually,
as
you know
a
what? It's not in
magic
here because before you even memorized any one of these cards, I placed one card in the card box.
No way.
Have a look at it. Now
10 of
look,
diamonds.
to define your card, can you put the 10 diamonds here? Look, to find it, you can take, hold on. You can take any card. It doesn't matter which one. Let's take the top one here. What is it? You can take the 7 of spades. And if you just rub it on the 10 like this, it actually changes
Oh, shit.
to the 10 of hearts. Now, for the people listening
Damn.
who can't see anything, you picked a card, thought of it as good.
I'll probably just edit for the listeners. But yeah, no, I was definitely not the best mark, as you would say.
I feel like we're so unprepared. Why didn't we bring anything?
I have no
This
idea.
podcast.
This is an interesting
And
question,
usually,
though.
like, right? I don't know.
What? Well, I was gonna say I did just vape, so maybe that's why I'm feeling it a little bit because I've noticed the same thing happens with comedy. They do these weed rooms sometimes, and people are like enjoying it, but they're too high to like
Interesting.
participate properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Doing weed rooms is my favorite audience.
Okay.
I think everything is magic.
Well, that was crazy, and I feel bad if I facilitated.
No, it's fine.
messing
It's
up
because
your-
of the card. It's because of the
Yeah,
card.
we'll blame it on the
it's
deck.
not the
Blame it
person
on the
who's
deck.
Right,
handling the
Wes?
cards.
Right, Wes?
Right on. Shit. Well, thanks for doing that, guys.
Or Dad, think of a number between 1 and 10. You got one? 7. Yep,
Same.
exactly.
Okay. The paintball finale is the next thing I got on my list because that was insane, and I feel like we need to talk about it. But my question, more specifically, is: do the other guys ever tease you for using them as human shields?
Yeah, they did, man.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see it,
We
the
still do.
episode,
It was brutal.
Yeah, the last episode was us.
It was a take
standing
on the
there.
bullet catch, right?
It was a take on the bullet catch, a famous bullet catch, and the idea was we didn't tell people what the idea was, but we were just standing there in white suits, and we had 4 different Ninja Turtle eye masks, different colors,
Yep.
and we had one paintball of each color put in a big tube and a big bin. People would load up their guns, and they were to shoot us, and hopefully we would catch our own respective.
Yeah, and they weren't looking while they were dipping
no,
their,
exactly.
their
They weren't. Nobody
chambers in.
knew
Yeah.
who had what balls. So it was the most traumatizing experience of my life. We were ill prepared, even though we had armor underneath. We did not. I have no idea. The paintballers were thrilled that they got to shoot execution style people at like 10 feet away. They were like, these people are crazy, and we didn't know. And
Yeah,
they
we didn't
couldn't we didn't know.
No.
And they couldn't do it further because the balls wouldn't break.
Yeah, you're right.
God.
They need to be closer for the balls to explode.
And the initial idea was like, we're going to be shot by pinballs. And we're like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's fine.
We'll have pads.
It's
you
fine.
know?
Yeah, we're going to have pads. It's going to be fine. And now we see like the big bucket of paintball, and we're like,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It's like, how many paintballs there are? And
2,000.
they're like 2,000. And we're like,
God.
okay. I mean, 2,000 is going to be quick. We have like,
500 each.
500. Oh my God.
I have, in
And
my
it's 18
defense, I have
seconds,
very
by the way.
sensitive skin.
It's 18 seconds
Yeah, because
long,
you
by the way.
ducked out pretty early, but you
I
still got
tapped
some
out
solid
so
hits.
early.
But
It was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, the whole
I've always
crew-
had like a sensitive. I know I'm just making excuses. But
Yeah,
it really hurt, and the fact that these guys stood there and took it like
Yeah.
bosses.
Well, like Wes's welts on the neck, collarbone area were pretty insane.
man. If,
Yeah,
you know what?
we-
If I could go back in that moment, I'd still do what I did because I tried to stay there. And we had one
the
shot.
biggest bruise on your head, bro.
No, the biggest bruise was on my ego.
Yeah, that too. But man, that was scary,
The
man.
badoon.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad.
Here we go. Okay.
I'm kidding. It's not that important. We do have drum badoonch. We try to find places now to use them, but
Yeah, it was pretty
yeah,
intense.
it looked fucking insane. It just looked.
And plus, we had one shot. And when we were done, the crew stood there. You can hear our screams of horror. I'm not sure if they took it out in the
moans.
episode. But from the foot, well, if they took out
Denzel?
our screams of
I'm not sure, dude.
horror.
I'm not sure if they took this out, but like even our can we talk about Danny and Blaine and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so Danny Garcia, our like main magic consultant, like worked with Blaine, right? And when you think of David Blaine, you know that he did some crazy shit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like he's
frozen in ice and all this
Exactly.
crazy stunts and shit.
But
too.
like after this, Danny came to us and he was like, he had like tears in his eyes, and the whole crew was like shaking and freaking out, and because nobody was like thought that it was going to be that intense, right?
Yeah.
Especially for, but yeah.
That was very Jackass-esque for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, for me, like it kind of turns me on a little bit, like shit like that, but in a good way,
I'm a
like no, but
masochist
for real,
over here.
like doing weird, crazy stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's exciting.
it is exciting. Like
makes
it's
you feel
Shit
alive.
like that
That's-
turns me on.
Yeah, I mean, it does, dude. It does.
Put
man.
a
It's-
marker right
Hey,
there.
I just started taking these ice showers, partially because of all this shit I've been hearing about, like cold shock proteins
Right.
and being good for you.
And?
But they're rough at the first couple
Yeah.
minutes. But the side effect I found is it is very invigorating. It makes me feel very alive. It's like going
Absolutely.
through rough things.
It's a
is
good
some of the
story
shit that
too.
makes you feel the most
it's like,
alive.
it's like we did it. I mean,
I think
the three of us did it.
The
you
most
know?
traumatizing part of it was when we had it on our personal iPhones videos,
Yes.
and so we could watch it right away. But my favorite part was Alex religiously watching this video on the way to we were to get Ubers together every morning, and he would just watch it over and over. And it's like it's bad. It's 18 seconds of pure carnage and like apocalypse kind of just guys standing there.
Sadistic.
It's bad. It was bad.
I guess it reminds me of like
Your childhood.
yes, that, but the old days as well.
Well, you're proud too, though. 'cause
I'm
it's
proud, but
badass,
like it's MTV style. You know, it's
Yeah.
exactly what I was watching on TV. I did it. I'm proud of it. It was crazy. I'd do it again.
This does not compare to that, but I, for the same reason, was super into Jackass, and I had a
Yeah.
buddy who was into paintballing shoot me
Right.
from not far away while I was wearing just like shorts or whatever. And I don't even think we filmed it. I was just like, oh, they'll find me. Jackass will call me. I don't know what the
Oh
fuck.
my
I
God.
was a dumb teenager, but yeah, it hurts. Like,
Tell your
does.
dad when that happened.
I don't know.
No,
He only shot me
You
once
hit
or
it.
twice. It's not like dozens or hundreds of rounds like you guys took. So, wow.
It
How
was
long did
bad.
it take for that to heal? Like,
Well, okay, so as soon as the firing stopped, we were just standing there, and the crew was just the paintballers like high fiving each other, and even the paintballers were like,
Yeah, not sure.
oh,
Like
they were like, I can't believe we just did that because they saw me, they saw me like really like retreat. And everybody was silent, and the magic producer came over. He had tears in his eyes, like, "Sorry, guys, I didn't." Like, it's okay. So the next day, they
feel
all sent.
culpable,
We're in
yeah.
the States. No, we're in Vancouver, but the production team's from the States. So when you're in America, it's like, "Send them to the doctors. They need to go to the doctors. Get checked out of the doctors." Here, it's like, "No, I'm good, man. It's just bruises. We're
Yeah.
good, bro." Over there, the mentality is like, "No." And on set too, like when you're, you're like a commodity. You're like
it's like a lawsuit thing.
yeah,
again.
it's like so like no, send him. So we send the doctors. They sent us to the doctors, and then we had a day off the next day.
Yeah.
and we got right back.
Yeah,
to
it's the
it.
same if you get hurt at any job, really.
Yeah.
If I get hurt working at the hospital, they're going to be like, fill out a form just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
2 months from now, like your back goes out even worse, and
Yes.
then you can kind of get paid for it at least. You
Right.
Know?
Yeah. Yeah. It was the biggest
and they
injury
had one rule as well. Like the shooters had one rule: keep shooting
till you're.
Oh, I thought you were
yeah.
going to say not in the nuts.
till you're empty.
No,
Yeah.
no, in the nuts. That's how the trick worked. All of our colors ended up on our jock straps.
Yours was like thought on your sleeve.
Yeah, because I moved.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
cowering in fear. No, I'm
That's
just
right.
kidding.
Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, I'm gonna hear about
I
this
say
one
that
forever.
in jest, man. I probably would have done the same
Oliver,
thing.
I'm gonna hear this forever, and I'm prepared for it, and I stand by my my instincts.
I have a question for you guys that's not related to the show, but is related to magic that I think it like kind of dawned on me, and I was like, holy shit, like I have to ask this. Why are there no prominent / famous
Female magicians?
Yes. And again, because I'm not going to conventions like you guys, I'm sure you've seen some, but just in the sense of like broadcasters looking for something that's never been done before, it seems like they would have tried to, do something with that. Are they just not any good ones? Is it that? Like,
I have no idea what to say.
Call us female magicians.
Yeah,
Just say magician. There's a big thing. There's a big revolution
that's like
happening.
comedian. A lot of women don't
Female
like to be called comedians. They're like,
Or
just call
even
me
a female
comedian.
comedian.
It's
Yeah.
I'll put it out there right now. There's
yeah. Why
careful,
the
man.
distinguishing?
Be
but
careful.
It's true. But it's true.
Choose your words.
There's great female magicians,
course.
whatever you want to call it. Like, and it's still crazy
Or
for me.
illusionist, whatever.
It,
yeah.
it is. There's still magicians, right? And I don't know.
Wait,
like-
what do you mean? You were about to make a point there.
Well, it just seems like
That's my
there's
point. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of great one.
There's a lot of
I
great
don't
ones.
know, like-
The reason why one hasn't pierced is I don't know, maybe ambition or
even just for making money, which would not be the reason I'm bringing it up. I think it's about time, but just from the standpoint of like, yeah, audiences might want to see this.
I'm gonna say something.
know?
I'm gonna try to be careful
Yeah.
here, but they're still magicians, even if they're women. So
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
maybe it's
90% of magicians, even if you're guys, like man or whatever, like
man or female, male or female.
it's awkward. Like
It's not an
awkward,
easy
you know?
thing to make
It's-
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even for guys or whatever. So it's like
But
it's
you know-
all about the personality.
You know what's crazy to say, and Alex, you'll agree with this, is I had a magic school every summer here in Ottawa, and there was it's from 6 to 12 years old, and it was boys and girls, obviously, and the girls were always way better, way better. Way better. If they're between 6 and 12, the girls are way better. They're more outgoing. They can take critique better. They're more excited. They're more charming. They listen more. Their motor skills are more developed. And at the beginning of every class for 10 years, I said, the girls always outshine the guys in this class, guys. I'm just letting you go right now, and it was true.
Yeah, you're just speaking to my point now, yeah.
I guess it's because after a while, society tells them that, magician, they get some looks from their aunts.
You're in the wrong lane.
You're in the wrong lane. Or like, it's like I got a little boy playing with dolls. Or even if they're really good, and I mean, that was super not okay.
But it's 2021. Imagine a show, a female magician with a male assistant. Like, you'd think that's a show that already exists.
Cool. I think that'd be cool.
There are some. It's just a magician has years and years of instilled stereotypes and imagery in people's brains.
Yeah, but it also comes down to they're still magicians, and sometimes they're awkward to watch. Like it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a guy.
Yeah,
or whatever.
But you think I could name you like 12 good 12 magicians with ovaries right now. And we can't say female magicians.
Yeah,
I don't think it's out of line. But we're specifically talking about females in magic, so I think
in our world, can't say it. Even just saying it, they're like,
well, why make that distinction? I understand that.
Why make the distinction, right?
I get that side of it as well.
So we can name 12 right now. Be like, her and her and her and her.
Yeah,
but.
None of them are cool enough. That's what I'm hearing.
Some of them,
they're very. I mean, they're different. Have you ever seen a sexy magician? Lance Burton, maybe.
Yeah.
Brett Daniels.
Copperfield back in the day.
Copperfield back in the day. Alex is
yeah.
a huge Copperfield fan.
Yeah, of course.
Huge.
Of course.
Well, okay, and again, I think that hand in hand with comedy, we talked about this last time. Magic has always been really close with comedy in a lot of instances, partially because it's a good distractor and all that. But yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is it the same as the comedy industry used to be and has moved away from, where it was basically a boys' club and it was basically white guys? I mean, there was Jewish guys in comedy, but other than that, there was Richard Pryor and there were some, but not compared to today, where you go to see a comedy show and it's like a totally mixed bag of genders and sexes and races, religions and everything. Yeah. So, do you think magic is moving away from that? Is it?
I mean,
David Blaine's the only colored magician I can even think of.
It's the first time in the magic world that I don't know what's next.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it's so crazy for me, the new era. Like, and there's so many good,
that's exciting,
young magicians as well, or they're coming with new ideas, new ways to do this. And right now, it's all about social media magic. Mm-hmm. So they're working to create tricks for social media and for our era, this didn't exist.
Yeah, we don't know how to. Yeah, we didn't know, and we always thought to ourselves, this is not right. When I was younger, buying magic tricks, on the package it said, no magnets, no wires, performance surrounded, no skill required.
I know where you're going with this. So
you know where I'm going with this. Where now it's like an Instagram trick. It'd be like, well, the camera needs to be right there, and because this thing is cut, and then when the string passes through
and you need magnets now.
And you need magnets.
And you can't performance around it.
You can't perform. All these things are trivial now, but we'll always have that deep rooted. Ethic
a core,
that'd be like, no, you can't perform that in the real world. They're like, hey man, doesn't matter, because people are making more money online than in the real world now. So who cares? Get off the best talk. I think I've told you this on the last one. I think so. The best talk
we
I've
talked
ever
about
had.
this kind of thing.
The best talk I've ever had was in 2019 with the Ellen magician named Ron Pink. He said, if you don't evolve with your art, if you don't evolve with it, if you don't accept the new trends, the new things that happen, you're gonna get flushed away. You're gonna sound old and bitter, outdated, and you're gonna be less successful. You just have to roll with the new times. The new adaptation is key, and it's hard for us.
It's hard for us because
you find those people that don't care either. The people who are like, I'm okay with maybe 40 years from now, my shit comes back in style, and those people will love me. There's people like that.
I think we're still transitioning though.
Not lucrative.
It's not like this or that right now.
The best way to compare it is like DJs. Imagine when turntables came out. And then when the music, they started mixing stuff. The person's like, that's not real music, and they're sampling it, and
or even electric guitars or whatever.
Exactly, you're wasting your time in the basement with your turntables. Then these guys make more money than any performing artist. They'll fly with a helicopter to Vegas and make 500 grand
or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So and then I'm sure there's a lot of DJs, a lot of vinyl enthusiasts, a lot of rock enthusiasts that are like, this is not real music. This is not, and these people are still successful. So it's always going to be the moral debate of is this real art? Is this real?
I think it comes down to performing live also, because even the DJs, like every DJ I know, and I'm huge in this scene in a way that I'm really, how can I say that? Like, I love this scene. Like, two of my boys are like,
You're passionate
about this scene, and I know like every DJ like gets excited to play live, you know? And for us magician, I think it's the same thing. Like, I think magic is made to be shown live, to be performed.
But you're just
you're
just saying the opposite of what we're talking about.
What do you mean? Like, we have a new era now.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
But still, though, you know, like
We shouldn't lose that in the process.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear what you're doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the art.
But you're saying the opposite of what I'm saying right now. You're sounding like in the magic, as in like 10 years.
Well, I think the truth lies therein between what you were
Right,
both
of
saying.
course.
Because Eric's point about adaptability is obviously going to be key if you want to be successful. You need
Right.
to stay current.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
what he's saying is you don't want to, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Right.
Compromise. Exactly.
Okay,
You know.
what about, let's say what
I don't know if that's a French saying.
Let's say in 5
That'll
years,
translate.
there's another one of these like pandemics or whatever, and nobody can go out ever anymore. Are you still gonna be like, oh, magic's? You're sitting on your couch like, oh, in my day, magic was performed live under people's noses. We could hang around people in bars.
How dare
while
they.
there's all these virtual people making money.
Yeah, but of course I'm gonna adapt.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I'm still gonna have this thought, obviously. But,
Yeah.
But like, pandemic and stuff like that's a little bit different there. But
I'm starting to like having two guests. I got
Oh
a
my
little breaks
God.
where I can load my vape. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk, because your mind, even after my little like pep talk about talking about that, your mind immediately went there because we're passionate about our art. And we
course.
both, of course, I believe magic is more suited to perform live in front of people and them freaking out. But people have been doing it now for like a year and a half, like successfully.
Yeah.
Online through video screens, and it's been good, and they've been making money. Like the magicians that make money on Facebook, like we have a friend, he must make, man,
You told me about this guy.
millions a month.
Joel or something? Or
Yeah,
what's his name?
Julius Dean.
I've seen him
And
on Facebook,
It's
yeah.
just like fake stuff. Like, sure, there's a little bit of skill.
Yeah, he's
stuff.
always got like bikini chicks and
Yeah,
kind of just
hook them up for 2
clickbait
minutes.
shit.
So the times on Facebook is like they calculate in 5 ways. If you scroll past, or from 1 second and then 3 second, 5 second, 30 second, 1 minute, 3 minutes, and then 3 minutes. That's the magic numbers where the algorithm takes where your interest is. And so you have to, a user of magic is like, okay, now here's what we're gonna do. Shuffle the cards, and they've already swiped.
Right.
It's like, how do we make them stay? Oh, I can have the cards in my mouth, cough cards, and then right. It's like you got to keep people's attention spans are so squirrel.
yeah, it is different for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with what Alex was saying, though, in that, like, I have respect for people who are adapting to, especially during the pandemic. There
Me too,
obviously
man.
wasn't live
Yeah.
opportunities,
Yeah.
but there's nothing, it's the same thing with music or anything. There's
is.
just something about that energy you get
Yeah.
in a real, even what we're doing right now, as opposed to Zoom interviews. I've done many Zoom interviews that are close to my heart, but every single one of them, I wish I could have been sitting
Yeah,
with them here.
of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think that's kind of falling in what we're talking about.
But that's just one aspect of it. It could be like, I don't use
I
gimmick
think the goal,
cards.
I think the goal is to adapt no matter what.
See,
Yeah.
the
The
magicians.
The goal is to adapt no matter
Yes,
what.
yes.
But still, the
Don't
art
lose.
is...
Okay, but
Yeah.
here, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
So the magicians that are older, let's say like a 60, 70-year-old magician right now, will be like, oh, the magicians, all they use is gimmicked cards now. They have a card where you could look at the camera, you shake it, and it changes in front of your eyes. When I was young, I had to learn, spend hours and hours. Now they just get to wave a card. It's always going to be something different. It's always
Although,
going to be something
I
different.
would agree with that to some degree, that like the actual doing it without some trick card is way more impressive, you know?
But not for the camera.
Yeah, I guess in the end they're finding like shorter
If you
ways.
can do it in
of-
front of my eyes and then get rid of it, I know there's 2 cards somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that, like, those chops that you learn. So there's always
but
something.
is the card really doing the trick at that point? Is the argument then, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Because anyone could go with the wrist and be like, "Oh, I'm a magician now."
Exactly.
And that
But
must drive
but
people
Welcome
nuts.
to our world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome
exactly.
to our world.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now, literally.
Okay,
You're
well,
young. You're
let's
young.
do a shift here, because I want, the next thing I had on my list was going back to what we had talked about, which you said you were excited to talk about, which is the prank you played on Wes with his wife, which
Man, I miss you. Come back, baby.
apparently you had mentioned that like you wanted it to be part of Big Trick Energy, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't allow it because it made you
Well,
look
because
too
what we talked
unlikable.
about earlier, right? Like, it made people. I mean, they don't want to ruffle any feathers anywhere, right? They didn't even. We didn't even submit it.
I think you might have ruffled Wes's feathers with that one.
But you know what? No, it didn't. That's why we did it. So the prank was,
Yeah.
I called up Kristen in November, and I'm like, hey, I have an idea for a prank for Big Trick Energy. Would you like to take like a boudoir sexy photo shoot, just you and I? And I'm like, my girlfriend will be there. I'll be in a hotel room. I'll rent professional photographer.
Okay.
I know. You know what? That's
That
what I'm talking
adds
about.
levels
That's
of-
what I'm talking about. It's just me and her with a cell phone in a bathroom. Because
even when I-
pizza.
Even when I told Kelly that, she was like, "Oh, really?"
But you
know
posted the
because-
video, right? You posted it on your
Yeah,
channel. Okay.
yeah.
okay.
It's on my channel. It's called In Bed with My Best Friend's Wife.
Yeah.
on the
Great
Leclerc
title.
Show. But great title. But you know, it was like it's these layers. I like called her. I'm like, it's for the show, and I didn't tell her my girlfriend's gonna be there. I'm like, professional photographer crew there, and she's like, her main concern was like, ugh, give me a couple months to get in shape. That was her main concern. And I'm like, okay, you're on, me too. And we get there, and man, we've had to pass her and I. Like, we've always kind of like, you know, not butted heads, but just like she's loud spoken and I'm loud spoken and just, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was driving to Toronto those 4 hours. I brought my girlfriend and I was just driving there, and I was just like, it's gonna be so awkward. And we get there and we look at each other and we're like, okay, let's have a drink. And, you know, it was, so we took some pictures. And
How risque? Because I think you only really showed one. The rest were kind of you couldn't really see.
Well, the thing
you know?
is Wes is sure.
no, keep going. Keep going.
Well, one of the reasons why I think Eric wanted to do this prank is that we know Wes.
Yeah.
You know, we know him so much, and we know that it was not going to be a big deal, right? It was
Yeah,
just
that's
gonna,
right. Wes-
it was going to
yeah.
be like just a prank, like the whole image of it, like hearing this, like the title of
he
the prank.
sees the bigger
like,
picture. Like
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
Wes is very he's very you know, the first thing he said was like, hey man, it's her decision. It's something between you and her.
That's valid.
What do I have to say in it? Like,
Yeah.
he's very like woke.
Well, if he's in a relationship with her, he's also allowed to have an
You
opinion
wanna
to
see
some
that?
degree, right?
Okay,
He
here
could
you
say,
go. Ready?
"Good Lord."
Wait, there's a good one.
hey, Dad, can you zoom in on that?
Wait, hold on. I'll bring it to that.
You
No,
have
wait,
to
there's
hold
a
it- you
really
have
good
to
one. Look
hold
at
it
this one.
up I'll have to
You like
blur
this
them out or
one?
something.
There we go.
Oh, God.
There we go. Camera
see that?
3.
So I'm assuming, based on how cool you guys said he was, that he won't want me to blur this out.
No, it's fine.
That's
She's like,
fine.
Because my original question was, you know, he seemed very cool about it in the video, but was he secretly like pissed at you
No,
for a couple
man,
weeks?
I
Just
knew it.
totally-
You know what? I was sorry. I
Wow.
can't say I knew it because that video is 8 minutes of me freaking losing my mind.
Yeah, you seemed very scared to show him.
Oh, of course. I mean, and she's like, "Hey, man, don't worry. And like, my girlfriend was like, "Just say I was there. Like, it's a professional, you know." Like, I didn't know she was gonna make me do that. You know, like hold on to her bare breasts, Kristen. I miss him so much. But it was good. It was
Well,
all
and then
good
she
fun.
put it up in their apartment, right? That was
She
the
did.
follow-up
Yeah,
part of the
she
video.
was- that was all her. She paid for like
Yeah.
having them enlarged.
weird, eh?
And yeah, I mean, it was.
Oh,
it was
weird.
That was not your call. Like, I mean,
What's that?
No, go ahead.
it wasn't my call. What do you mean?
No, but like put it on her.
No, it
wall
was
and-
No.
yeah, it was her. You know, she did it on her own
Wes
accord.
sounds like a very confident, secure man.
Oh, he's.
That's what I would
He
take away
walks
from
around
that.
naked at
Sounds like
parties. He'll come down from he come out of the bathroom naked and just walk around, pretend
Yeah.
like nothing's going on. Not even
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
And he's average, you know.
Shit.
He's not like if he was well endowed, I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, you're talking butt naked. I thought you meant just like in boxers.
Oh
or
no
some
no
shit.
no.
Oh no,
Butt
it's
naked.
naked.
Yeah.
naked,
Yeah,
naked.
it's his thing.
Yeah.
So that was I was very very nervous. That was for real. We don't fake much reactions in our videos, no matter what they are.
No.
Mate, like
I was gonna say anyone who's questioning the authenticity, like those photos,
Yeah.
speak to the fact that you didn't just take one
Half-ass it.
and then do a bunch of blurry ones from
It's
the
funnier if
distance.
it's real too. You know.
Sorry?
It's
Oh,
funnier
yeah,
if
yes,
it's real
yes.
too.
And-
So it's like.
and thank you for I mean saying that the video was classy because you're like, oh, it didn't look like that because we tried to Alex edited it, but we tried to make it look
As
with taste. You got to have some tact, you know.
Yeah.
When you hold your best friend's girlfriend's bare breasts, you got to have present it in some tactful manner.
Oh, so they aren't married? Was that just for extra?
They're married. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no,
I just
they're
say
married.
everybody.
Oh no,
around
I
is
wasn't
a
sure if that
boyfriend,
was just for the
girlfriend.
YouTube tag to get it to be even more
Oh
spicy.
no.
you know?
Best
they
friend's
are
wife.
married.
We're fucking up a marriage.
Got a
That-
lot of negative feedback on the video though.
Oh yeah.
I didn't subscribe to this channel. For
Okay,
this.
wait, whoa.
What?
Negative.
I didn't know about that, dude.
I got to do this. I got to do a rude interrupt. You said negative feedback. It's a perfect segue into my question. Where can I get the full feedback album from Chris Ramsey? Because you know what? It was not that bad.
Yeah.
I kind of was digging it, other than the fedora, not
Speaking
so
of
much.
digging, right? It's
Was it a whole album though he put out?
I don't know. Maybe I think he made one. I think he did one. I think
Chris, on our crazy nights when he gets really drunk, he likes to freestyle.
Yes.
He's good at freestyling.
Nice.
he is really good.
He's good at it, and
really
and
good.
sometimes he's over the years. Before we knew about feedback, feedback was his brother-in-law made us discover it.
That was
but
his
before we know about
rap handle.
Yeah, feedback was Chris's name. Yeah, Chris Ramsey. But before we learned about it, he'd like rapped here and there, and he told us he was a rapper. And he's actually. Let me rectify my story here. He actually showed us the feedback video
Yes.
a couple
At your
of
place.
times
Yeah.
on his phone, and to make us laugh. But he hid
Yeah.
everything. He wouldn't let anybody
Like the title,
yeah, he had everything.
where to
He's just
find
like-
it, everything.
It's
like-
on YouTube somewhere. But
because he knows you. He knows that you're
wouldn't
filming
give you the
everything all the
deets, yeah.
time just to get that. Anyway,
for sure, for
That's
sure,
hilarious.
Yeah, that was yeah. So we're doing pretty good on pranks on each other. We've done some doozy ones.
Well, that one was, I mean, like I said, I didn't think the song was that bad. So it was
Yeah.
embarrassing for
I had
him.
to learn it by heart.
Yeah, you did a good job at the
Yeah.
end there. Yeah.
You're good with that, though.
Yeah.
You're really good with that.
Stop listening. I forgot
here we
what I
go.
was missing, and I developed a case of hip hop inhibition. In no condition to rap with no ambition. In fact, it felt like I was going through a rap prohibition era. But now I'm back in a position like an apparition, giving rap its recognition. Note of absolutely nothing.
Oh,
No, just
that
keep
was,
going, go.
yeah,
No, no, no,
that's
okay.
worthy of applause. No.
No applause, Dad.
Yeah, no applause on that one.
You said you had buns.
Because I didn't put up the name, so you're gonna get.
Talking
Yeah,
to your
that's
mic,
great.
Dad. So you have a mic for a reason now.
Now, see, there's too many things I'm cutting back and forth. I'm doing videos here. I'm doing.
He's doing
special
everything.
effects.
What do
He's
you do
65
here?
years
Oliver?
old. He's
This
still
is like
pretty
the
on the ball.
second time.
What do you do here, Oliver?
I try my best to get awesome guests.
I was having a good time, man.
Yeah, man.
Cheers,
Pro-
boys.
Yeah, this
good
was
times.
really fun,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure. Loving it.
I did get one fan question for you guys that I wanted to ask because I thought I heard something about this before. He said, "When's the fight?" As if you guys are going to box each other. I thought I had heard something about it. And he said he's Team Alex. For the record. Oh, his name I should give.
We have a boxing match.
Nabiha Irfan. I hope I said that right.
What's up? What's up, buddy?
We have a boxing match in 20 days. I've been training vigorously. I bought a.
So this is the real deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think. I mean, Alex is hurt right now. We've been both talking a lot of shit.
So hurt emotionally? You don't have an injury that
No, I
No,
had
he's
injury.
from fighting.
Yeah, I hurt my back real bad.
By lifting up some grass.
Lots of grass.
No, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
lifted-
saying it's
Yeah,
not
a
true.
bunch of grass and then you put it in the paper.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't
you
know. What's the
quit.
date? I don't even remember.
August 20th. It's in 20 days.
Where's the fight going down?
Chris is going to rent a boxing ring either in Montreal or here in Ottawa.
Oh, if it's here, I'm hoping I can get on that VIP list.
I have a punching bag in my basement. I enrolled in boxing lessons in New York for about a month and a half. I have been studying the art of boxing. And on the Oliver George podcast right now, this is the first time I'm telling you this, and it's for real.
It's all good, no?
Yeah.
Have you been studying,
I'm not-
Alex?
Alex has been smoking and eating poutines.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I mean, his back thing was really, like, all kidding aside, his back
Yeah.
thing really, I mean, he's been sick for,
Oh, okay. You had a legit.
yeah. He's
okay.
just recovering now.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm like.
yeah.
But now you know he's got that in his back pocket. If you kick his ass legit, he can always say, "Well, you know, when I was getting up there, my back."
I mean,
fell a little."
for me, this is just for us to like have fun, you know. Like, but the thing is that Eric is crazy, you know. Like that's the whole part. Like,
You've got the youthful advantage, though.
Yeah.
Listen, he's 12 years younger.
Yeah. More
sprightly,
He's 3
I would
inches
imagine.
taller. His reach is longer.
Yeah,
And
I'm a
he's
smoker.
heavier.
I'm a smoker.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
could-
well, that's
could
your
do you in.
fault, man. He was talking so much shit. The only reason this is happening is you talk so much shit one night. Actually, our whole lives. You're like, oh, you think you can fight because you watch YouTube boxing videos.
No,
or-
it's because you say that. It's like Eric's like, I know how to fight. I watch YouTube videos, and I'm like, okay, yeah, right.
see it.
I know
So
how to
one
imagine
night,
how-
we're on
I watch YouTube videos.
on
Yeah.
Bottom of the Barrel podcast. They both called us and they kind of tricked us into it.
They tricked me, not you.
They tricked me too, man. He said
What do you
Alex
mean?
was talking. Yes, man. Before we called you, they were
Yeah.
like Alex was talking shit, like he can beat you up at boxing. And I'm
What?
like, yeah. And I'm like, shut up.
We should beat those guys instead.
Listen,
Two on
we
two
should-
match.
yeah, we
I
should
would
do
not
that.
have
Team that
taken.
shit.
I would not have taken. I've spent a lot of money on this. I spent maybe like $800 on lessons, boxing bag, boxing gloves. Like a punching bag.
Watch lots of YouTube videos also.
Yeah, of course.
Strategic back punching locations.
Workouts a day, personal trainers. It's a cardio game. It's all it is. My trainer was like, "Oh, you guys are gonna hit each other." Like nobody's gonna land a solid punch. I'm like, what are you talking? Of course. He's like, you're kidding yourselves. Nobody lands a punch in an amateur, like maybe like haymakers, but like you're not gonna get a solid. And I'm like, I think I will. It's like, you're delusional. I learned a lot about like the art. It's not about punching. It's cardio and it's footwork and it's punching properly with your whole body and momentum. And
so you've never, by the way, you've never tried. It's a real question. You've never tried boxing or martial arts before that?
I have not. Organized? No.
Organized?
Like I've been in street fights.
No, but like I mean,
never organized.
No.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
is this going to be an event that people like where there'll be tickets?
We're gonna put it on Chris's channel, which
I have no idea.
No, but
put it on
live,
channel.
no one
No
can
idea.
come and
Yeah,
watch?
I think we were talking about with COVID now that it's like kind of like slacking a little bit. I think we'll be able to have fans in there, but
amazing.
it's still a weird kind of we have never talked about it alone, Alex and I.
Have you scuffled and like horseplay kind of shit in the past?
See what's that?
To get a rough,
Tiraillé.
yeah, like fucking around, like to see,
No,
No.
No,
we've
eh?
never arm wrestled.
No.
Well, hey.
You want arm wrestle?
J'ai pas mon dos for real. Dude.
Okay, no, his back.
Okay,
His
my
back.
bad.
His back.
I
My
don't
back.
wanna
My
put you on the
back. My
spot.
back.
Yeah.
So we'll just say Eric won.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be fun, man.
yeah, no,
gonna be
I'm
fun.
excited.
It's
to hear
you know
about
what?
that.
I'll tell you something. I needed that challenge that night, even though Alex the next day said I was drunk. I was trying to give a good video. I needed that motivation because it got me in the gym at 7 a.m. in New York every single morning.
Nice.
And I've never experienced a workout like a boxing workout.
Shit.
Man, 10, 50 minutes in, I am drenched. Like drenched. There's no dry spot on my t-shirt.
Super cardio heavy.
Drenched. So, and like the thought of fighting somebody gives you motivation
that
like
extra
like
oomph.
no other.
Yeah.
Like no
Yeah.
other. Like I told my boxing, I got 5
But
lessons.
it's not all about fighting. Also, it's about defending yourself.
Yeah,
that's,
of course,
that's
of
a
course.
that's a whole
Yeah.
that's a whole fuck.
I told
you know?
my trainer, I paid a lot of money for these lessons, and on the second lesson, I'm like, I have a fight coming up. He's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, I have a fight in like a month and a half. He's like, are you kidding me? And he got him so excited. So excited. That minute we went in the ring and we sparred. And he's like, usually I wouldn't do this until like the 10th lesson. But it was the second lesson. He's like, you need to learn to get hit and defend. And hit. It was such a hard workout.
Yeah.
It was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm starting to bank on Eric maybe here.
Yeah, man. When he's not drunk, his mouth
One guy
doesn't-
has not been training and has a bad back
and smokes a pack a day.
against a guy who's been like. Anyways, hey, you could be the underdog story. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
He's younger. and taller
One
than
one
him.
perfectly placed uppercut could be
Yeah.
the end of it all. You know. Either
Agreed.
way, it'll be thoroughly entertaining.
Are you a
I'm sure.
fighter? Have you ever fought?
Not at all. I literally have only been someone who's even been into fitness. I'd say ever since I got divorced was when I was kind of like, I'm a lot fatter than I used to be.
Right.
And I hated sports growing up because I didn't like a lot of the machismo bullshit guy stuff. I was always kind of like a musician and I was
Right,
in touch
right.
with my feelings. And I
Right,
like
right.
hanging out with girls a lot of the time more.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, I
You're
don't
so
know.
self-aware.
I try. You got to look in. Yeah. A divorce will do
I have
that too.
so much. Yeah, the divorce is the best motivation to work out.
That's when I started doing comedy. I've talked about this on the show before, but yeah, it was, and not that, we're on good terms now. I'm sure it was a little rougher when we first split, but yeah, it was just like you get that kind of an armor of like, oh, well, what else you got for me, life? Like, I stopped being afraid of, I almost don't even, I've talked about this so many times, but yeah, you feel like invincible for a bit because you're already so battered by the situation you're going through that you're like,
Right.
oh, well, whatever. Like, can't be worse than how I already feel kind of thing.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what would have been scary prospects prior now seem kind of like,
Yeah, agreed, man.
But,
Agreed. That's
yeah.
the best motivation to get back
life's
in shape.
trials and tribulations
Yes,
obviously
sir.
are the cement in the molding
Yeah.
that will become your next
You're so well
monument.
spoken.
Thank you.
Look at all these
yeah.
words coming out.
It's a mixture of alcohol and weed. No, I like to think I'm getting better at this. As,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
the,
for sure, dude.
this is episode 57 we're at now.
57.
wow, dude.
Yeah,
First
you've
time
been
you
on
have two
3 of
people
them.
on. I've been on 3 of them. First time you have 2 people on.
I've done 2 at a time, which sounds worse than I meant it to. But via Zoom, like I did
right, for sure.
Joey Jeremiah and Snake from Degrassi
No!
together. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of what were some of the other Tuesdays.
That's amazing. Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
Zit remedy.
Stacy's like my legit friend now. Like Caitlin, Joey's main squeeze. I don't know if you watched
remember.
Degrassi back in the day.
Of course I d-
Joey Jeremiah's main girl.
Why don't I remember her?
I don't know. She was a great character, and she's a very nice person. And now she does fitness videos that my whole family does. So we've been really, yeah. Oh yeah, Body
yeah.
Break. I did
Yeah,
Body
yeah,
Break.
yeah, with Hal-
But they were on the same camera.
Hal
at least.
and
They were, one unit.
Hal and Judy.
No, Hal and Joanne.
Hal and Joanne. Body Break.
Hal Johnson, Joanne McLeod.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
they're
has no
so
idea.
nice, too.
I'm too young.
Yeah.
Oh, Body
Too
Break.
French.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Too young.
28, you said? Yeah, you're 7 years younger than me.
Still lives at his parents.
I have one last question, which I have asked you before because you've been on this season already. But if you want to give a new answer, I'll ask Alex first.
Okay.
Here we go.
If you could have dinner with any person, living or dead, that you've never met before, who would it be and why? And it is a loaded
know the
question. There's
answer.
so many,
I know the answer you have in your head though.
I'm trying to think what you said last time.
Alive or dead, right?
It can be either, yeah. It can be like someone who's still out there now, but as long as you haven't met them.
Oh, we haven't met them.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, my dead grandpa. I want to talk to him again because, not because that's a bad thing, but
many
because a
people
lot of people
choose.
might say that and it just, First season was what superpower would you want? And we vetoed flying from the beginning because it was just kind of like.
It's weird because there's a saying like, don't meet your idol. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to not picture my idol right now. Like I know you were
Well,
gonna
no,
say Tommy Lee for me,
speak what's
right?
true to your heart. Like, what's the first thing that comes to you? And
For
Tommy
sure,
Lee.
for sure, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, man. Like, I mean, there's so many, but there's so many. Like, obviously, like Da Vinci, like all of these people. Like, it's obvious, right? I want to know stuff like back from the days, but like
the further you go back in time, the harder it would be to probably communicate. Is what I always
probably,
think of.
especially for me in
when-
English. Yeah. What do you mean? What do you
Well,
mean?
well, no, I can
because of my
understand
accident.
your
All right.
We had an idea for the show
Yeah.
that we would invite Tommy Lee
Yes, I heard about this.
on
Oh my
the show.
god.
I told you.
I don't know if it was on the podcast.
I've been here 3 times, guy.
I'm
Obviously,
running
dude.
out of
Yeah, I
shit
think
to
you did
say.
tell this actually.
And he
Short
just
memory,
wouldn't- he would just wouldn't invite Alex. I still have trouble answering that. That I've never met.
I'm gonna have to go back and see what you said last time. I can't remember at this point. But,
It's so hard, dude. It's kind of a hard question.
I'd go.
you would have been like the first person I asked that to because we did that episode January 4th of this year. Oh no, that's not true. My season starts in October. Never mind.
You're so high.
Yeah, but well, I'm a little.
So high.
Like talking like this, like
Yeah,
I
always
you
have
know what?
squinty eyes.
I just saw a thing about with Leonardo da Vinci's inventions recently, and I know I'm stealing yours, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna
Not the first
say
time.
oh my god, I'm gonna say yeah, Da Vinci, yeah, but I would want to go back in his time, not for him come here. you
yeah,
know?
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, that's-
exactly.
that's worth
It's
mentioning,
probably
yeah.
like living at that time, or like even for
Oh, I
me,
said
like
Hitler, I think.
Sorry.
Didn't I say Hitler last time?
I don't know.
Jewish.
You might have actually. I don't know. I'm sure there was a good explanation behind it. Oh
So
man.
who's your answer?
Well, no, he
Tommy
said
Lee?
Tommy Lee. I
I
guess.
said
right?
Tommy and Da Vinci, and you said Da Vinci.
Oh, you said Tommy and Da Vinci. Okay, I'll go.
I keep thinking he's saying Devin Chi.
I know. It's just,
yeah, Da
welcome
Vinci.
to my world. Man.
Oh, okay. This is a whole. Okay.
No, no,
Welcome
Da
to my
Vinci.
world.
Okay, all right, here we go.
I would.
Can we speak French from now on? No, no.
Préfère français.
Okay, on peut faire en français. Okay.
I can understand French pretty well. I lost my tongue.
I got it. I got it. Steve Carell.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 100%. I love The Office. I'm addicted. I
As
was
if you didn't talk about that. at
40-year-old
first, like,
virgin
yeah,
too.
It's so
That
you.
was- oh my
It's
God.
so you.
God. Like, I was trying to think of somebody who would like, I was like literally thinking who could help or who could, how could we benefit from meeting, in what way could we benefit meeting each other? But I'm like, no, just go with your like, and The Office it's all I watch.
Nice.
It's repeat, no matter what, all I watch. It's always.
You know what? I'm going to do something I never do, but I've thought about doing a lot of times. I'm going to go back to last season's question because I'm very genuinely interested.
Wow.
If you could have a superpower of any kind besides flying, what would it be and why?
I know mine.
I know mine too.
This
Okay,
is,
ready? We'll count
off
to
the
3.
books
We'll
here.
say
This
it.
is-
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Mind
Controlling
reading.
space and time.
Oh my god.
Like, yo,
That's like
Doctor
God
Strange.
level shit.
Doctor
though.
Strange.
It's not a super.
Oh, so
Doctor
time
Strange.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
You're
That's
really,
not
not
a comic guy, eh? I
superpower.
can see that
yeah.
you're not a comic guy. All right.
I know the
Yeah.
time.
You dabble
Doctor
in
Strange.
comics, Oliver? Are
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, a little bit.
By the way, this is the best answer. Like,
What?
controlling space and time, like Doctor Strange.
As far as you could do a lot of shit, but would you become disillusioned? Like, is not the free flow of time the same thing of life and death? Is that it becomes life is important because we die. So if you now have this ability to just jump around through time. You essentially death doesn't matter to you anymore because you can always go back to being a younger version of yourself. I guess it depends on the time travel
Imagine
rules.
having an
But-
immortal Alex Boyer.
I've thought about that. Like, if you could live 500 years, I almost want to say especially if you're healthy and all that. But I wonder if at like year 300, I'd be like, man, like
I'm good. Wrap it up.
I've seen the pyramids like 4 times now.
Yeah, I've been everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure your goals changes as well. You know, like if you have that kind of power, your goal is to like save people and make sure like nothing
Hopefully.
happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And you're
Or-
probably
I
right
don't
though,
know.
because even the people who would go the other way at first and like rob banks and shit,
Or be like, yeah, I have all the money in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd get out of their 90-year jail sentence for
Yeah, yeah,
stabbing someone or
definitely.
whatever, and they'd be like, you know what? Yeah,
Imagine somebody robbing a bank with a knife.
I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure the most desperate people do not have a gun. They don't have money for craft dinner. They can't afford a nice gun.
I'm sure it's happened. Yeah, I'll go mind reading just to stay on topic, I guess. Like to stay with our skill set or like what we aspire to.
Every time someone says mind reading, my first thing is always like, but can you like control it and shut it off when you want? Or is it like wherever
like
you go,
what
if you go to
women
the
want
mall,
with Mel Gibson. Yeah,
you
you
know,
just like
Is it
Overflow,
like
like-
Professor X?
what's that? I don't know. I've never. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Professor X, perfect example. He has like ultimate control. I'm sure
Right.
he can shut it off when he wants to chill out.
Make people sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like, I don't know. Like,
Make people sleep.
yeah, I don't know.
I gotta hang out with this guy all day, every day, man.
You've never seen X Men?
Just-
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
just
great
like if
movie.
someone's annoying you, just like, all right, take a break.
Exactly.
Take a break,
exactly.
buddy.
Oh, that's okay. That's why I don't.
Like
okay.
that Black Mirror episode where you can block people in real life. Did you ever see those? Did you ever see Black Mirror?
I've seen some episodes.
Oh,
It's
dude.
always quite disturbing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
too-
so
too
close
disturbing
to
for it.
the edge of like where we actually are that
Yeah.
it fucks with you hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Mirror is intense.
Yeah,
you
I
ever
should
seen-
watch more of it, honestly.
I'm kind of scared of like how everything like is going right now. Like not scared, but like intrigued and like it's weirdly fake. Like everything like the generation we're in right now. Like it's. I've been
You just
thinking
mean
about
social
like,
media and stuff?
Yeah, I've been thinking
I
about
guess
that a
that's- I
lot
guess
lately.
That's what you mean, huh? Social
Yeah,
media.
social
like-
media, the way like everyone like are like the communication is made, like just everything like
The fact that it's become like the
weird, man.
primary way of communicating so quickly and replaced like real tangible relationships, not obviously completely, but the pandemic surely didn't help.
Yeah.
It was like that was already happening, and then the pandemic came, and it's like, okay, now you're not allowed.
But it's weird.
You already weren't doing it a lot because you're on your
Yeah.
fucking phones, but now
Yeah.
like you just keep on
Yeah.
your phones, and you know.
it's kind of weird for me to say that also because I'm still kind of I'm what did I heard the other day? I'm the first generation who grew up with internet, right?
Yes,
And-
we've talked about this as well
Yeah,
many times.
and that's crazy.
It's super
And it's
crazy.
crazy because this generation right now is the first generation that like
Internet's always been there. So
They've never known any
exactly.
different.
So
Yeah.
it's like for me, it's just like it's crazy. It's I don't know. I've been
I've
thinking
talked
about that
this
lately.
many times because I was born in '85 and around the mid '90s was when. So like when I was like 10, I feel like I hit puberty the same time the internet
Right.
did, and
Right.
we developed together,
weird,
and it just
man.
kind of it's very weird.
TikTok is weird. It's because of TikTok.
That's
maybe.
one I haven't
maybe
gotten
when
into.
maybe it's because of TikTok. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I've
Like,
stayed
I'm
off.
just- like, I'm just-
Someone told me they're like, "Oh, you should put clips from your show on TikTok." You might, and I was like, "I don't know that I can." Like, I'm not on Twitter for the same reason. There's a few. I'm like, I have enough. I already feel like I'm on too much social media
Right.
between Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
I don't know how people do it where they've got like 10 different ones. People,
Yeah.
oh, we're on Discord. Oh, we're on Twitch. Oh, we're on
Right,
fucking
right. You're like,
some
yeah.
new fancy. We're on Kababble. You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the new one
Right,
today.
right,
Or
right.
Omegle or is oh my god, there's so friggin' many of them. And
Yeah, it's wild.
and the second you feel like you're catching up, or maybe I'm getting old, then it's like something, it pivots and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, there's
you're
a-
on fucking
Yeah,
TikTok?
yeah.
We're on Juby Job.
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Where are we going? You know, where are we going? Where are we headed?
It'll be an interesting thing to watch play out, that's for sure. I mean, the coronavirus thing is a whole other, did you think you were going to live through something like that in your life? you
And
know?
I remember driving on tour and being like, man, I have an amazing career. I'm making great money doing what I love. There's nothing that could mess. Nothing.
And then you go on Penn and Teller, and like right after,
Yeah, and there's like nothing that could mess this up. Like even if the school shut down, I'll have corporate events. Even if like Ottawa shuts down, I'll be able to go here. No, like a pandemic, like a virus infection worldwide, like never cross. Like I mean, it was there. It was there in people's
I've played
warnings.
a fucking pandemic board game before, and I'm like, oh, I should have seen it coming.
Yeah, right.
Literally played a simulation of this. It was,
Yeah,
Controlling
it's
space
crazy.
and time, man.
there you go. Yeah.
Now we're forced to kind of like reevaluate and restructure.
Well, you guys were like mandated to be vaccinated to travel around the States and do the
Yeah.
show and stuff, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
well, we filmed in Vancouver.
No, but afterwards, I saw you traveling a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure if he's going from Vegas to New York,
Yeah.
he's vaccinated.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be able to talk this stuff with you guys and know that I'm not going to go too far off the deep end.
Right.
And, you're going
Yeah,
to start
yeah.
telling me about
Yeah,
your
exactly.
crazy Uncle Leo's theory.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to keep an open mind because there are a lot of instances in history where, like, years, decades later, they're like, yeah, no, that was fucking true. We totally manipulated the public or whatever. Like, it is possible, but I can't drink the Kool-Aid all the way with
Yeah.
some of these people, man.
It's pretty amazing to me that like the same people will be like, oh, it's suspicious that there's a lumber shortage, and then it's the vaccine, like they're trying to control you.
Any
And it's the
connection they
same
can
people-
make, like,
and there's
yeah.
the wildfires. I don't buy into that. I don't. Well, you think 100 some wildfires are going to start all the? I don't buy into that. Like their brains are set to always be skeptical, and then there's the people that have no idea what they're talking about. They're just like, what if I can't get it? Or what if I saw a video on YouTube and just like, hey man, you listen
my own
to
research.
the world's, I did
Yeah.
my own research. Like, what the fuck?
But it is like the only thing that ever draws me back in with these people is the blanket statements of like, don't just feed whatever is like, given to you by the media. And that's not a bad statement inherently in
Yes.
itself, but those people just make that their lifeblood and take
Yes.
it to nonsensical places.
Yeah.
And it becomes this just like,
And you know what?
farce,
I'll be happy to be in the plane on the way to the Dominican and not have somebody in the back of me talking about how the government's trying to control them. I'll be
5G,
happy.
5G, baby.
We'll be in vacation all over the world, and there won't be like, oh, this is bullshit. I had to get vaccinated. No, they're not getting vaccinated. They're not getting. But I mean, hey, to each their own. If you believe in something, if you think, and then there's the whole like, there was anti-vaxxers before this happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, I don't believe in vaccines. They cause autism, and like,
Yeah.
because there's 100 cases of autisms in millions and millions of people over
are fine, yeah.
years, and it's like, no, I can show you. There's these 100 cases, there's thousands of cases. We're like,
But they
okay,
were much
like-
more of a fringe group at that point,
Yeah.
it would seem. Because
Yeah.
I heard about these people, but it was always like flat earthers. It was more of
Yes,
And then
exactly.
it became like somewhat of a large majority. There's tons of people who don't want to get vaccinated. And I do understand the hesitations because of the disconnect we were talking about with social media and like things don't feel as human as they used to. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to feel like you're being
it's still
manipulated by
you.
some sinister force.
Yeah.
And I had a therapist on my show from his office in Sweden, just to be fancy.
Wow.
But he talked about how paranoia is fueled by trauma at a young age a lot of the time, and that the people who end up being conspiracy theorists, like really off the deep end, are people that experience some kind of trauma, and this is their form of control, form of being like, oh no, well, I know the real knowledge, I have the truth, everyone else is wrong, it's not me that's the problem, it's the world,
Right,
you know,
right.
and then it frees you of all accountability. You
Wes
know?
has a great term for it, and it's a one word, but it's people who are scared, right?
Yeah.
Like the people who are, if you're scared of something.
Yeah.
If you're typically scared of a lot of they're trying to control it. They're watching my email. Hey man, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
It's not the people that plan, like atomic attacks that
No,
are
no, not at
afraid
all.
that the government is watching them. It's people who work in the government, and then they're
Anger
like,
is a powerful emotion, but fear trumps it by far and
Yeah.
often creates it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fear is the
Absolutely.
most powerful emotion if talking about negative long-term ramifications. Because it makes people unpredictable, first of all. Everybody reacts to fear differently, but it's usually not in a good way that
Yeah.
they choose to react.
Yeah, well
We're getting
said.
really philosophical here.
Well
This was-
said.
No, it's
yeah.
good.
I love when I ask the last question, then we do like an extra half an hour.
The Indians have a saying.
The Indians that...
Mike,
Put
you're
your
Mike.
mic on,
Dad.
Dad.
Are you talking about actual... Yeah.
I'm from India.
Okay, okay.
Are you from India?
No, I'm not.
No,
from
no, he
India,
said
no.
the Indians, and I was like,
Okay.
we just had a Native American on as our last guest. First Nation.
There's a saying I heard that's attributed to them, which is that fear is the mind killer. So I'll just throw that in
You have
there.
a great voice, Dad.
Yeah, dude.
Can I
He
call
does,
you
yeah.
Daddy or Dad? You got a great voice, this guy.
He does,
does,
yeah.
yeah.
I've been saying
You should
that.
do
yeah.
your intros.
Hey, we
You
could always
should.
switch
Yeah.
it up.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I retired for a reason.
Oh, it's true. No, you could do the whole Facebook, YouTube, subscribe. I'm so sick of doing that shit anyway.
Wait,
so.
what did you retire in? What did you retire? What was your?
Watch episode 21 of the show and learn all about my
No, the sound was horrible.
The
on
sound
that.
was horrible. on
Yeah,
that, yeah.
we need to redo that. I've done different things. I worked for the National Research Council most recently. For
NRC,
the last 10
baby.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ottawa.
That's where I started my career. Then I went somewhere else for 18 years, and then I came back and closed out my career there. Yeah.
Well, you should have
It
been
was at
radio.
Nortel. Why did you say somewhere else? Because Nortel shit the bed so hard?
No,
Don't talk about
Yeah.
Omega.
Well, anyways,
Omega.
it's not your episode, Dad.
That's right. Okay, see, this is what I worried about.
There's a
Okay.
certain sidekick balance, and you're no. Okay, well, yo, guys, this
This
was
was
so much
fun.
fun.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you for stopping by.
Thanks
and,
again, man.
Yeah, happy to
Cheers.
call you
Yeah,
guys
dude.
friends.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Peace out, everybody.
See you guys.
Drop a like.